Yes. Get wavy, get wavy. Budo, you're number one. You're number one. Ooh. Bah, bah. Let's go. Are you ready for this money? Are you ready to make some money? We've been doing this stuff since August. We've been talking about this for months. Now we're about to make some money. Yeah, no thanks. I've been waiting for Matthew Berry. Yo, that guy, I'm still waiting to get that $10 Venmo request from that guy who I was like, yo, I'm going to answer your question on the Checkdown. He said, I'll wait for Mr. Berry. Thank you. The talented Mr. Roto is going to answer my question, and I'm going to stand right here like the dog in Futurama on the corner until Mr. Berry answers my question. I love that guy. I mean, that guy, it's a family show. That guy's going to be what that guy is. Welcome to the Checkdown. We do this every Sunday, 15 consecutive Sundays. And nobody do it, let me do it. I'm your host, Rick Rosen. 3 hours in the chair. Heavy.com's only fantasy football show, only live show, only video project in the moment. We actually have a cool podcast right now. Where's the smiley emoji? It's there, dude. It was there. We did the cat, and we had another one. Man, you're so about the emojis, Gorglor. Let's get this money. It's week 15. Let's get this money. I got big semifinals today. I got burned by Kareem Hunt last night, but I also burned someone with Kareem Hunt last night. It's a day of conflicting emotions. All right? We got less games than we ever have. Matty Stafford, 15 weeks in a row. Matt, you had a great game yesterday. You took that hit late. I'm really glad you're okay, well enough to wake up early and check in with us on the Checkdown. That's great. Detroit played a pretty good game yesterday. Marvin Jones, a sick, nasty catch. And, you know, Mitchell Trubisky was doing some good things at quarterback. He had over 250 yards passing against the Bengals the week before. And you think, okay, maybe they're going to open it up with him. You know, they got nothing left to lose. Oh, Billy Bob, what are you going to not start Tom Brady? But Trubisky, oh my gosh. Trubisky was going through his progressions, especially in the fourth quarter, hitting Kendall Wright a good amount of times, but I feel like where he struggles is he's moving through his progressions, but not really. Like when he finds a guy, he's laser lock missile, and I think that that's a problem. But when it does get out of his arm, it's important because when he does let it go, it's actually a pretty good ball. He's actually not a bad passer, and I can see him sticking around for a while because he has the arm of an NFL QB. There aren't throws that he can't make. So that's a good look. Did you like those jerseys? I did like the grays. I was a big fan of the grays. I hope the grays stick around. I mean, as far as color rush, it didn't really put the rush in it for me. I thought rush was supposed to be exciting, but it was color rush Limbaugh. That's how exciting it was. 2 milli lineups this week. That's right. We have them. We have our spots reserved today. We actually got on that. And we took care of it. Real important. So we are booked on the milli. 2 entries. We're going to do the milli hour in the last hour. That's how we've been doing it for a couple of weeks now. This is actually the last week of the season for the DraftKings Millionaire Maker. It's $20. First prize $1 million. It's a life-changing amount of wing-wangs. I'm trying to do next week's show from a boat. I think we're 4 weeks on this quest now. We got really excited about it, and then we really did it the week. And now it's the Millionaire Hour. Now it's an official Checkdown segment sponsored by me. Sponsored by Bitcoin because they're paying these entries. Ay. I'd be all up in the office telling you guys to get on Bitcoin. It'd be brutal. I'm the one coworker, except I'm freelance, so I talk to myself. How we doing, everybody? Lane, what's going on, man? One more slot for wide receiver. Bryant or Cooks. You know, Des Bryant had a good week against the Giants last week, but personally, physically watching it, I just don't see the breakaway speed. He outmuscled the D-back on his one touchdown, but the Giants D-backs are ace. I like Cooks tonight, great spot. The Steelers defense has really struggled the past couple weeks. They got burned by Joe Flacco and Brett Hundley, and now we get Brady. Brady always torches the Steelers. He's got Gronk back to take away, occupy the middle of the field so Cooks can work outside. I think Brandon Cooks had good opportunities on Monday against Miami. He lost his individual matchups to Xavier Howard, literally graded one of the worst cornerbacks in football. If that dude wants to show up and make a couple of nice plays in the air, I'm not going to hold it against him. Brady's deep ball looked a little weak, but he put it where it needed to be on 2 throws to Cooks. And honestly, he had 2 throws to Hogan that were good, and Hogan did not look good at all and just looked completely ill-prepared to catch them. And they made a lot of yards off pass interference, and I think they could do that again tonight because the Steelers are going to play physical, but I expect it to be a high-scoring game. We'll see how that goes. Free Bucci. Get out of here, Tanner. Bucci Mane. That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother alter ego. And he's like, that wasn't me. That was my alter ego, Bucci Mane. I was taking girls to, what do you go to, Buffalo Wild Wings? I don't know. I could start talking about that story, but I'm not going to start talking about that story. But shame on ESPN for publishing texts and being like, see, it's not that bad. I mean, if you have to say it's not that bad, it's already pretty bad, man. Let's get down to the important stuff early. What are the value plays today, 4K or less? Ooh, Bobby. Ooh, Bobby. Hit him where it hurts. Let's get some fantasy questions. Nick Foles today, one more slot. Okay, so we were going Cooks over Bryant. Bobby Dubs, Martavius or Dez? That's Dez every time. Jake wants to know Breeze or Rodgers. That's a tough one, but I actually think that Drew Brees can have a big game today, will have a productive day, but will ultimately get capped by game script because I can't see a world in which Bryce Petty makes today a competitive game. Like, I love Drew Brees, and I love Drew Brees at home, and I love Drew Brees against the Jets, but when you put all those things together, if it was Josh McCown, I'd be walking on sunshine. Whoa. But it's Bryce Petty, and I just can't sign off on that being a game where Drew Brees is actively going to need to move the ball in the fourth quarter. You may not see Drew Brees in the fourth quarter. So I got to go Rodgers. Yeah. Ayo. Dollface. Let's get down to okay, let's check the schedule, though, because I want to show some stuff today. Oh. So right now we're going to break down our show schedule. What's going on, guys? Look at that little box. Ooh. Checkdown set has been looking sprightly. Gorglor, I didn't forget about that Red Wolf. I'm just trying to get my bearings. First 10 minutes of the show, you're dropping man, you're going to fill up Emoji Board Season 2 next year. That's going to be super lit. Emoji Board Season 1 is on its way to getting professionally photographed and framed, and then it'll hang up here or here in lieu. Nobody wants to see a diploma, but it'll definitely exist. I'm thinking about maybe getting a monitor, like an LCD monitor, and we'll just do like a slideshow of emoji boards, because next year we're filling up like 6 emoji boards. Like, it's really going to be a problem. We're going to have a September emoji board, and then I assume it's going to get filled up because we're going to do off-season work. We're going to stay in the scene. We're going to stay active. And anyway, bleep you, Kareem Hunt. That's a segment today. Kareem Hunt, his first real fantasy football effort since week 3. You can't go from his success is directly tied to the Chiefs' success, because if he's not getting 4 yards a carry, what are they doing? Because it's already a collegiate offense. So props to the Chiefs for getting Kareem Hunt more involved and just getting him more volume to make sure that he can get his production, because you saw in the fourth quarter, he was still hard to tackle. He was hard to tackle from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, wore down the Chargers defense, who lost a ton of players last night. I started to feel bad at the end of the game. They were getting beat up. But Kareem Hunt ends up with just a monster game, standard PPR, whatever way you cut it. He even had a third touchdown that he caught, but the ground helped it, so they called it not a catch. Whatever. I like it because I was going against him in standard. So PPR, I already got my points. I got my 8 catches. That's a touchdown in its own right. In standard, just don't do me so dirty. He already had such an incredible game. So bleep you, Kareem Hunt. The Chiefs are back, and that's going to be really interesting for the last couple weeks of the season, how that's going to play out in the AFC West. We're going to talk about our tiers today. Very obvious tier 1 matchup, and I got most of the stuff down in tier 3 because honestly, the matchups really don't impress me today. We could see a lot of fantasy slugfests on our way to the championship. We're going to do the Checkdown Hanukkah special. I know you guys are excited about that. I have an important announcement about the Checkdown Awards. So I know you guys were not super thrilled about the Checkdown Awards, but it's okay because they got canceled because we have the I said that best fan would be a category, and then somebody emailed Heavy saying that they demanded to be best fan and they were threatening. It's just, I don't want to get into it, but we can't have nice things. So that's it. Can't do Checkdown Awards. Sorry. The fans are too crazy. The fans are too rabid. And we're going to do a post about injuries. Obvious injuries last week with McCown and Wentz, but there's a couple still lingering that I think could have a pretty big impact that we're not talking about. So we'll do some injury impact, and then you know what it is. 12-1. It's about that Millie, cuz Millionaire Hour. So about that life. What is a catch? Oh, that's a really good point. Let's catch up with the chat. Now I'm back in it. He popped that shirt. Schefter. Marvin Lewis is planning to leave the Bengals after this season. Wow, that's a big one. He's the longest tenured head coach in football. And he's leaving. You can't fire me. I quit. Giants? Giants? Not the worst option. Honestly, not the worst option. Let me know if you'd rather have Marvin Lewis or Josh McDaniels as your head coach in the chat. Jimmy G or Case Keenum? Budo, I think that's a pretty good one, but I like Case Keenum. Home today against Cincinnati, super banged up on D. Minnesota's going to do whatever they want. Jimmy G against not a great Tennessee defense, but one that's proven stingy in the last few weeks. Yaz, can you tell me never to start Hogan again so I could start him? Hogan's a bum. He's washed. Never start him again. Got you. Standard League, Funchess over Diggs. I like that. Packers corners are hurting. Diggs is a little banged up. He's moving into boomer bust territory. Oh, Jimmy G Lane is actually talking about Jimmy Graham. I love that. Yeah, mystery catchless performance last week. Not sure what that was about, but the Rams don't cover the tight end the same way, and they need to get him involved to be successful. So I have no problem throwing in Jimmy Jizzle today. Jimmy Dunks. That's a better way to codify that particular Jimothy. Never start Hogan again. Total garb. All right. Doug Baldwin or Josh Gordon? Stafford, that's a great question. Doug Baldwin falls under stud territory. He falls under start your stud territories. He's the lead target man in Seattle, always will be. He's so much that Lockett and Richardson don't have any value at all because when plays break down, it just becomes a three-man game with Wilson and Baldwin and Jimmy Dunks, which is we knew. That's what we did now. Oh, Marvin Lewis. We like that, Gorgalor. We like that. Gordon, 17 targets in 2 games is like really, really, really tough to argue with. It's really good production. And if you believe that the Ravens losing Jimmy Smith is the reason Antonio Brown was so dominant on Sunday night, then you should probably go with Gordon because that's going to extrapolate. Personally, I think that Antonio Brown's really nasty. I think Josh Gordon kind of got man down by Demetrius Randall on the Packers. He kind of got locked up. He had some good catches on the first drive. They were kind of force-feeding him on the touchdown. He made a nice play. But overall, I'm not super sold on Josh Gordon studly the same way Doug Baldwin like legitimately is a stud player. Sipping through the stirs in my coffee. Sipping through the stirs. Don't at me. The Millionaire Hour. I want to do draft this week because we've been so obsessed with the Millionaire Hour. Checking tweets. We've been so all up in the Millionaire Hour that we haven't really been doing drafts on drafts. And they've been doing this really obnoxious thing where they've been sending me push notifications that I have money on my account. Like, shut up, baby. I know it. I'll spend money when I want to spend my money. So we're going to go spend that money because they told me to. Lane. Kenyon Drake or Samaje Perine. Ooh, that's another injury that people aren't talking about. Neither of those guys, but Byron Marshall, the Chris Thompson plug for Washington, he went down last week. And so now it's Perine till the cows come home. They got Arizona traveling cross country. I like that. Gabbert's really been struggling, so Washington's defense is going to have to work as hard. I like that. Potential for short field. I like that. That being said, Kenyon Drake. Absolute monster. Super duper efficient. Loving the touches. The true league winner that we identified him to be when we called him Six God 5 weeks ago said that this is a back in the mold of Matt Forte in Adam Gase's offense and produce. And looky here, boys. You know, I said last week that Drake was going to go off because the Patriots were averaging 5 yards a carry, and that was a lot. And he done took that to like 7.75. And now we got Le'Veon Bell tonight. I honestly am like, shook over how good Le'Veon Bell could play tonight. He's so expensive in DraftKings. We'll obviously get to that in 2 hours, but he's over $9,000. But I have him in my playoff league. In my playoff league, I'm just banking on 100 points from Brady and Bell. That's the way we're doing. Budo, I want to look at it today. I honestly don't know. I don't think that limited action chasing the game at LA is really the best way to evaluate Foles. I don't like anything Foles has ever done athletically. Like, I don't buy him as a natural talent. I never have. He's got a good arm and he's got a good deep ball, but he's not like a win. He's not like Alex Smith, where it's like the athleticism is clearly there. So I want to watch him today. The Giants are super shorthanded. He should be able to have a good game, but I have a feeling, I mean, the Eagles were #1 in rushing heading into today. I wouldn't do anything but just hand it off and just mash the Giants into oblivion for 4 quarters. Why not? Oh, Terry. Tell her I said hello. I'm still working on John Sedano for the wedding, by the way. Don't think I haven't forgotten, guys, that I'm trying to get John Sedano to play at some reception ceremony. If he just starts playing, I'm trying to think of good instrumentals that come in. If you guys don't know John Sedano, he's a really talented Facebook performer. We're not watching it. And he does all his videos like right up here with he's got like a huge neck beard. He's like 400 pounds, and it all comes out. The music starts, and it's like, I'm trying to think of like a really notable like start to a song. It starts out like a really noticeable song, like I don't even know, like a really famous song, and then he just does All-Star. He says All-Star. Somebody once told me over every beat that's ever existed. Should Nelson come off my bench now that Rodgers is back? Lane, this is a rough one, man. Gorgalore, I understand what you're saying, but I just don't buy it. I just don't understand how a guy could get so not open for 6 weeks and then one guy could throw him so open. Like, I understand what the logic is, and I understand that Jordy was like a wide receiver. Oh, Welcome to the Black Parade's a really good one. I understand being a top 15 when Rodgers was in and hot. Am I missing a button? Hot damn! Hot damn! Hot damn! Is this right? Am I crossed? I don't know how to wear adult shirts. I've been wearing V-necks for 12 weeks straight up on this pun. So like, Jordy Nelson is a ceiling play in the truest sense of the word, because we're already very, very aware that his basement is 0, right? Jordy Nelson versus Bobby Woods in the complete uncertainty, no baseline score bowl. Gorgler, that's like super insanely tough. Jordy Nelson, I can't subscribe to it. Pop it. I can't subscribe to Jordy Nelson this week. I'm not ready. I'm going to look like an idiot. I'm sure he's a great value on the DFS. I can't do it because I haven't seen anything. And from the last couple weeks, he just hasn't even, he's a ghost, man. He's a ghost, and that's not a racial thing because he's the only white receiver. He's literally not on the field. And it's not a terrible matchup, right? Because the Panthers play a lot of press coverage, and Jordy Nelson's a burner. But if you're like me, and you think that those burner days are behind him, and he's just going to get matched up against physical Carolina corners that he can't burn, then he's looking to get goosed, baby. Granted, I'm playing, full disclosure, playing against him, don't have him. I should start doing that for this show, because it's coming in with the heavy bias today, because I need to will these things to existence, because I'm trying to get the belt. My league has a championship belt. We don't play for the trophy. We play for the belt. I'm trying to get the belt. And I got a stacked matchup. I should have just done a segment about my fantasy matchup today, because honestly, it freaks me out. I already went against Kareem Hunt, and I still got to go against Kenyon Drake and Todd Gurley. And that blows. I got Le'Veon Bell, Christian McCaffrey, and my baby boy Burkhead. Yo, Rex Burkhead all the way to the title, baby. Let's do it. Oh, man, this Marvin Lewis news, that gets stuff popping. That's how we pop. Oh, Lane, props to you, man. Wheeler. That's beautiful. I read that printer ink is not toxic. Gorgler, a lot of people don't know this. I was going to get it put on a sheet cake. I was either going to get it put on a sheet cake or maybe dice. I would have done a nice little cooking video. I would have done a nice cooking segment, and I would have rotisseried it. I would have put it on a spit, put it over an open flame, and I would have come back to the studio where I have it all like mixed into something or like, shredded, a shredder, and just put it on a pizza. It would have been good. It would have been, dude, all the good segments ended up not working in my favor because, thanks, Kyle. Thanks. Always can count on you, man. Fantasy advice. Always can count on you. I thought it was a lock to happen. It was my key to going viral. The like 3 or 4 things that I tried this season to go viral just failed so spectacularly in the best way. This was such a fun, great learning experience heading into season 2, aka the real season, aka the Checkdown 1.0. Because first of all, we already got all the expenses out of the way, you know? The budget's lit. But let's talk about these football games. Let's bring it back. Back like I forgot something. I'm some. Rolling, rap, running, rock running. All right, the tier 1 matchup is straight obvi, right? It's Pat Steelers. It's Pat Steelers and it's everything else. Ooh, we got a lineup submission. It's Pat Steelers and everything else. I don't want you to forget. So you're going to hear a lot of stats about Brady against the Steelers, Brady against the Steelers, Brady against the Steelers. But something that isn't said a lot is Roethlisberger against the Patriots isn't terrible, but he's missed like 3 of those games, all right? He hasn't played in all these Steelers-Patriots wars that we talk about. We've had Landry Jones in big meetings, and Roethlisberger had a decent game in the AFC Championship. He just didn't have his best player. Le'Veon Bell is the best back in the league, and he wasn't available after the first drive. What do you want? So now we get full health in Pittsburgh, healthy Lev Bell, healthy AB, and the Patriots defense super banged up. They're without their nose tackle. They're weak at linebacker. The Steelers are weak at linebacker and have been hurting at defensive back. We're looking at some 30-30 shit. It's a family show. God bless the people who have to watch Titans 49ers at the same time for their job, but this is the game to watch. It's going to have a playoff atmosphere. It's going to go all 4 quarters. It's going to be super lit. My other tier 1 is the Monday Nighter, Falcons Bucks. I'm hoping the Bucks can get their act together and make this one a shootout because Jameis has been way too aggressive since coming back from a shoulder injury. Threw 3 picks last week. The rumored coach feud, I don't buy into it, but I do buy into the fact that his coach is pissed because the quarterback won't stop throwing picks. Speaking of picks, Matt Ryan threw a bunch in their last game, and he's got no Tevin Coleman, but this is the bounce back game. This is the get right game. Julio Jones has some of the best games in wide receiver career history against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it's tier 1 till further notice. Mike Evans' interesting dart throw has done bupkis this season, one of the biggest draft busts this year. Those are your tier 1s. In tier 2, also just a couple of matchups. Number 1, yeah, Evans is just scared to start, man. Rams Seahawks. I'm not scared of the Seahawks defense anymore. I'm a little scared of how the noise is going to impact the Rams system. I know we talked about this a little bit last week, but the Rams are doing this unique thing where Sean McVay is getting the Rams to the line early, getting the audibles out before the headsets cut off at 15 seconds to snap. At the same time, the Rams have signed a veteran center and put him on headset, and he makes the line audibles. So what we've done is we've essentially taken Jared Goff from a field general into a good soldier, which is perfect because he's doing great in that role. But if the noise is a problem today in what is actually a very big game in the NFC, I would be legitimately worried about Jared Goff today. But I do think he's going to be okay because the Rams are loaded with weapons and the Seahawks have to crowd for Gurley, and hopefully there's some matchups to be won in that Seattle secondary. Then it's Green Bay, Carolina. A Cam Newton dud is the only thing holding back a shootout in that game. Aaron Rodgers is back. Hallelujah, let the world rejoice. The chosen one hath returned. And That's exciting. And the third one, Arizona, Washington. I don't know if that's tier 2, but tier 3 just seemed a little crowded. Washington's been really bad on offense. Blaine Gabbert totally fell apart last week on the at home against Tennessee. And I'm just not honestly feeling either of those offenses. Would I go Blake Bortles instead of Goff? I haven't answered that yet, Gorgalore. And I'm really on the fence with it. Bortles is a super hot streamer today, and I love the upside, but I love the Fournette-based upside. So without him, it really does kind of peeve me that people are still so big on Bortles as a streamer. Again, full disclosure, am playing against him, don't have him, don't want him to do well, but I would go Goff. Buddha, that's not really fair, man. You can't just be incepting me like that, my guy. Patriots actually going to be able to shut down Antonio Brown. I keep hearing how the Patriots shut down the other team's best player. I agree, and I think that they can slow him down for sure, but I also think that Le'Veon Bell's the best player, and they're going to have to do something to stop him. I just don't think it's going to be enough of either. The yawn is how it really starts. The yawn is the progenitor of the hiccups. There you go. I got progenitor in a sentence today. Pretty hype about that. All right, gang. Keep it moving. Tier 3. I really want to watch. The jewel of the 1 o'clock games is Packers-Panthers, though. I'm like legit excited for that game. Busy tier 3. Jets-Saints. Like I said, game scripts could cap this one. The Jets are done. Bryce Petty's not good. He is locked onto Robbie Anderson. That's a small bonus for what is otherwise a massively disappointing injury to Josh McCown. Saints do work. Kamara can do work. Super Camario, brother. I stole that from fantasy footballers, but I really like it. Cowboys, Raiders, 2 quarterbacks that haven't been able to figure it out this year. Hopefully the Raiders can get their act together. They look so bad against Kansas City. I don't understand it. The Cowboys defense is not that good, but they have Sean Lee back, so slightly improved. One more game till they get Zeke back, so this is really big for them to try to win, to try to force their way into the playoff picture. Titans, Niners, I expect lots of field goals. Jimmy G not getting into the end zone, but we got Marquise Goodwin emotion game. These are the things that we like to keep an eye on. Someone has something personal happen to them and they want to have a big game. They want to score for their honor. We're looking at that. Bengals, Vikings, another bad game script game for quarterbacks. Minnesota's defense, very good. Case Keenum looking real spicy. And I think that's a good Latavius Murray game. He's going right into the DraftKings today. Ravens, Browns, no thanks. I think the Browns could actually win that game. Deshaun Kaiser, super cheap if we take him in the millie today. Super cheap if we take him in the millie today. Just something worth thinking about. We can save almost $3,000 by taking him over a Brady. In the bottom tier, Eagles, Giants, Foles, Bowls, no thanks. I expect a lot of running, maybe a Ajayi for 5K. Dolphins, Bills. This has a classic Dolphins hangover appeal. Remember that thing when we were kids? I was born in 89, so that's your barometer. But when we were younger, there was a thing that the Dolphins couldn't play in cold weather. It didn't really make any sense because it's not like the Dolphins players are from Miami. It doesn't really matter. But it's always been kind of a stigma. And it's something to look into today because it's prime letdown territory. And Texans, Jags, I moved to the bottom just because it just doesn't seem exciting to me. DeAndre Hopkins is the only weapon against that Jags D. And if anything, I'm very interested to see how Bortles does, but I actually think the Texans D can put up a decent game without feeling the need to pound for Fournette. These teams played in week 1, remember? And Savage started and got immediately knocked out. And we're like, oh my God, Savage got sacked 10 times by the Jags. And then it was like 3 weeks later, we were like, oh, the Jags are the 0-3 Ravens. Cool. So now we're here and we're on the other side. The reverse fixture, as they call it in the Prem. And the Jaguars got a ton of field goals in that game, struggled to put it in the end zone, and they banged on Fournette like 23 times. So I would expect a similar heavy run performance and not a lot of action, a lot of kicking. These are your Week 15 game outlooks. Know them, love them, criticize them. That's what they're here for. Let's keep it moving. Bang, bang! Catch up with the chat. To Mateo. All right, Gorgs. We're riding Big Ben. We really got to do a red wolf. He told me to draw something. I can't go against a red wolf emoji. I honestly don't know what that is. Where the scams at? Where the yams at? It's the Checkdown Hanukkah special, Tim. The lines aren't looking like Woats anymore. Bortles instead of Goff is like a rough one though. We did this last year on the last show of the year. It was like Flacco or Bortles. We had to help. I think it was our friend Adam in a fantasy championship dilemma. All show we basically devoted 3 hours to Flacco versus Bortles to help him decide his championship, and that's pretty much how the next couple weeks are gonna go. If you guys make the championship, it's about you. I'm looking for a red wolf emoji. I am not. I see a gray wolf. Nothing. Oh, that's it. Oh, but in red. Okay. Oh, a red wolf emoji. I'm an idiot. At first, I was like, red wolves are like red pandas, right? No, you're just dumb. Arkansas State. Ooh, Spellman in the playoffs? Spellman? Spellboy, as people I know like to call him. Some fathers. Speaking of that, we got to talk about L'chaim. We got to talk about Sacco. If you're in a Sacco in your league, we got to start talking about that. Personally, Tim and Tom, we need to start up a group chat. We need a Sacco chat for our set list. We got a karaoke. We got a karaoke set list to organize for a Sacco. Full karaoke performance. Costume changes. Set list. Armel, my new Snapchat friend, as of 3 a.m. this morning. What's going on? Yeah, for Jimbo. I think so we should start a group chat without him, obviously. We get Tim in. I don't care about green text. Tim's got to be in it. And we just come up with a set list, costume stuff, budgetary stuff. And personally, I'm thinking we start him off with something easy. We get him warmed up, and then we get real on him. If you had to make your friend sing karaoke, let me know in the chat what you would make your friend sing, because we have that very real dilemma coming up in a few months, thanks to fantasy football. I'm gonna bury this wolf in the corner because it's not good. I'm erasing and starting it. It's just one line. I'm starting it over. Just one wolf won't do. Oh, eating a stick of butter. Eating a stick of butter was out here for a while. Eating a stick of butter was a very... Ooh, chocolate balls. I don't think eating a stick of butter is really that great to watch, though. Like, oh, so satisfying. Like, is it? Is it? I really don't think so. Maybe that's just me. I'm working on a wolf here. I got paid to draw a wolf. That's what we do on the Checkdown. I got some eyes here that I messed up. And we need the nose. This is not looking good. I need some black for the eyes and the nose. 2-color project should really cost more. Feel Like a Woman, Shania Twain is a really good one. Oh, inflation. You know it, Tim. Inflation. When in reality, Tim, he's going to do like 25 minutes of singing, though. Honestly, if you make someone do 5 songs of karaoke, that's like a legit... That's an evening's work. I dropped a cat. That's an evening of work. That's a whole... Ooh, Lucky. Ooh, Gorgalore. That's a really good suggestion. What about The Dope Show, Marilyn Manson, or The Beautiful People? The beautiful meatball, the beautiful meatball. What about like we make him do like Runaway by Kanye, but like the original Tim, like 6 minutes, so he's just standing there for a while. Reaction, 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 reaction. He would secretly love that. Oh, bartender. All right, Romero, I got you. Gorgalor, this is you in the corner, man. I'm out here. I'm actually impressing myself every day. Lucky. Britney Spears' Lucky is a really good one. I'm going to push for Mbop, I think. I really am going to push for Mbop. Say you know, but you don't know. Say you know, but you don't know. Bad Touch? Yup. Bad Touch? Yup. Looks like a fox, but it's just a smaller red wolf. A lot of people don't know that. Mbop is a really strong one. Let's tell the league we're talking about this right now, and let's see if we can get them all in here, or at least 2 more people. Let's try to get quorum. We can vote on some stuff. Maris Red Foxes. You got, dude, there it is. And I got the point correct. Oh, man. Yeah. Reflection's a funny thing. 5 leagues playoffs. Oh, Gorgalor. My man. We're going to cash you out this year, baby. We're going to cash you out. I love it. Nico, what's going on, baby? I think Jay Ajayi is a phenomenal flex play today. Ooh, 39%. I'll roll the dice on 39% every day of my life. Bad Touch is a good one. Lucky is really good. Lucky is slow and droning and not good. And it just has everything in a bad karaoke song where it's like the more you try, the worse it's going to actually be. Good karaoke songs. Not good karaoke songs, sorry. Bad karaoke songs. Wannabe Spice Girls, I think he'll have too much fun with. Which one? Wannabe? Gorgalor, which one did you bet on? Wannabe? That's really funny. I'm trying to think of songs that are like actually awful to sing. Oh, Lucky. Oh, Gorgalor knows it's a bad punishment. He knows it's a bad punishment. That's really good. I mean, anything from the girl pop era, like the Spears, Aguilera, Mandy Moore. Yeah, I threw Mandy Moore in there as the third wheel. Who's the third? Who's the third, by the way, if you had to do it? I want to know who your third is. It was Britney Spears and it was Christina Aguilera. And then we had a whole bunch of contenders. Who was your girl? Who'd you ride with? S Club. Gorgalor Ness, dude. S Club is so good. Yes. Wow. Ooh, Robin. Ooh. That's not a popular one. That's not a popular one. Oh man, Jimmy singing Destiny's Child though, now that we're thinking about it. It's really funny. Yeah, there was a lot of bronze medal contenders in that. There was a lot of people occupying that 98 degrees role. Bills, but I like Survivor for Jimmy because he got last. So there's a very easy to digest irony of him on stage being forced to sing Survivor. And then we could go like really, really reckless with the costumes. Just get scraps. I think this is profitable. I think this is good. By the way, I was watching Step Brothers this week. I totally forgot that Step Brothers ends with them starting a successful karaoke business where you have to be good to sing. It's just such a goofy little thing that just gets lost in like all the jokes and like Chewbacca masks and Randy Jackson signing a sword. Like we don't just let anybody go up there. Like, oh my God, so good. Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, last night, I'm sure most of you were watching Chiefs Chargers. You're incredible. Who's it? I don't know what the context is there. Nebraska, though. Nebraska made it happen last night. Withstood a tough fourth set from Florida. Oh, Tanner. Oh my God. Anna Gasteyer's best role, by the way. What? Yeah, no, yeah, I get it. He's like, something's happening. It's so stupid. I'm sorry. Totally derailed. Brandon Romero, let's take your question, man. We totally got... Oh my, I'm so happy you're still here after what we've been talking about. In a deep 16-man league, after losing Wentz, my options are Kaiser, who experts are saying is a sleeper, Flacco, Gabbert, Yates, Petty, Eli Manning. Who do you start? In reverse. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. That's an old movie reference. I would probably... So out of that list, we're looking at Kaiser, Flacco, and Gabbert. The other three barely qualify as quarterbacks at this point. Kaiser, you're getting the rushing upside and the Gordon upside against a banged-up Ravens defense, but you're also getting the Ravens for the most part. It's still a Ravens defense. If Bortles is gone, you're looking at Flacco or Gabbert or Kaiser. And I actually don't hate Kaiser there. 16-man league, I know it's tough. So, honestly, Kaiser, because of his rushing, more so than Gabbert, because Gabbert's been rushing, but Gabbert has just been so bad the last 2 weeks, like completely regressed to old school BG. Go with Kaiser, sneak out 60 yards rushing and a tote, go win your matchup, Brandon. What was your second question? Oh, Ebron and Chiefs defense. No. Yeah, that was a rough one, man. Chiefs defense showed up to play. Chargers got a little bit rattled, and they forced it a little. And then once Phillip Rivers is down 10, it becomes really tough if he doesn't score on that drive, because either he scores or he's going to give up a pick in plus territory, and then the thing's going to spiral out of control. So that's a little bit where we were last night. Rivers just unable to get that first wheel over and get the car moving out of neutral. Just couldn't get the car started. Pussycat Dolls, we could do Girlfriend, or we could do who has the better game? Newton, and it's not even close. Newton's in for a prime game against a Packers defense that really struggled against the Browns last week, and a mobile quarterback like Kaiser. It's totally up for Cam, who's been running more than he ever has. Great game for McCaffrey, I think. Bounce back after a really big Jonathan Stewart week last week. 10:46. It didn't happen. Big Jonathan Stewart last week. That's obviously not going to happen again. I'm worried about Christian McCaffrey not getting double-digit touches, but the Packers have really struggled against backside of the backfield, so it's very likely that he does get his touch improved touches today. With Dak, I just think that he's a little bit limited. What's up, Gotham? I got you. I think Prescott's going to have a good game. Let me say that. Not the game he had last week against the Giants, because he's not throwing any slants for 80 yards. Just that simple. But he is going to have a productive game. The Raiders defense has been bad. Is getting little pass rush. I just think that the Cowboys are better off running the ball and keeping it as out of Dak's hands as yes, there you go, Tim. That's what I'm looking for. Just keep it out of his hands, because when people aren't expecting Dak to throw, that's when he's at its best. He's at its best when he's surprising people. What's going on, Marcus? I got you real quick. Let me got him first. Tim, I'm also thinking about what's going on and the share catalog, right? So what do we do? Not share didn't do believe in life after love. Big Girls Don't Cry, also very good. But there's also How Come Every Time You Come Around My London Bridge Wanna Go Down. That's a great song for a grown man to sing. Cher sang Believe, but she also did... She had 2 songs that are very similar, right? We talked about this. We talked about it. She has 2 songs about believing. All right, Christian, my man. I appreciate you hanging out. I'll keep it really low and sexy for you. So we're talking about Cher because she had the... Christian, we're breaking down backup quarterbacks, but we have a friend doing a Sacco. What's going on, Jeff? Strong Enough. Yeah. If I could turn back time. Oh, it was the phrase strong enough because strong enough is in the chorus of Strong Enough and Believe. That's right. What's going on, Jeff and Christian and Scott? Just joined the show. We love it. We're talking about Saccos. We have a friend who we have to give them a 5-song or 6-song karaoke set list with costumes. That's what we're trying to figure out. Oh, Savage Garden had a couple of jams. Either one of Savage Garden's 90s jams, I would like to see Jim sing. Is Olsen healthy? No. He's playing, but he's not healthy. I'm not going to trust him. Can I still trust Alshon Jeffrey? So I have a theory about that game. I think Alshon is still stud mode, especially with no Janoris Jenkins. But with backup quarterbacks, we often have the spring practice connection, the backup to backup connection that is so identifiable with 2 second-string players that worked together a lot. And Nick Foles has immediate connection with Nelson Aguilar. Hit him a bunch at the end of the Rams game when Foles came in for Wentz. And I think Aguilar is going to sneak into my flex spot today in DraftKings because he's super cheap and he's just not... He's going to have number 1 targets today if Foles does that thing. And it's very possible. It's also possible it's a game script game and he only throws 15 times. Christian, I totally understand. I also think Alshon Jeffrey is going to produce. I'm just saying as far as chain movers, third down, like you don't know where that new quarterback is going to find their comfort zone. Some guys like the tight end, some guys like the slot receiver. And I think for Foles, it's the slot receiver and specifically Aguilar because they work together so much in the offseason. More songs. Only wanna be with you. Not a good one, but what's the other one? The other Hootie song. My other options are Lucky, Backstreet's Back. My other options are D. Murray, Diggs, P. Ryan, Gordon, and Ayayi. Hold my hand. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, that's bad. That's a bad one. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Tim. You don't wanna fuck around and catch a ballad. It's a family show. But you don't want to mess around and accidentally catch the momentum of the crowd because they're gonna know. And then he comes up next, and then he's got a little mo, and then that feeds into him. We need to nip that in the bud. You don't want him to catch a little heat, okay? You don't want any cheap heat on some Darius Rucker, okay? So I like the idea of corny ballads, but you see where I'm going with that. I don't want him to just start singing and get the whole bar behind him. That would be so amazing, though. This is how you remind me. That's the thing, guys. We got Foles in. We got Bryce Petty in. We don't know who they're going to throw to, but we can only look at past data and present talent evaluations and matchups and figure out what the heck we're doing. And when it comes to a guy like Foles, who had limited work last week, but used that work to force feed Nelson Aguilar, we can kind of extrapolate the data there. Take that for data. Oh, man. I Feel Pretty. Yep. I Feel Pretty is a really good one. Christian, if you only think that song's from Anger Management, though, you just let the whole chat know you're under 20. That's really funny. The Anger Management song. This is whack. What's going on, Marcus? What's going on? I got you. Sorry, man. Marcus, I'm caught up in my, I got stuff going on, Marcus. I got you. You call me out on being whack. I come back to you. I center myself. And we turn it around. Start 2, Westbrook, Alshon Jeffrey, Ivory. I like the Jaguar stack against Houston. Jeffrey not connected with Foles. See, It's Raining Men hit me in the chat, and I totally missed your question, man, because I got all excited about It's Raining Men. It's a bot. No, I got you, Christian. So let me talk about D.D. Westbrook real quick. If D.D. Westbrook is getting 24% target share and is out gaining and out catching Marquise Lee in his very limited action. If D.D. Westbrook were getting this target share from the first week of the season, it would be up there with Brandon Cooks, Michael Thomas. It's way, way, way up there in how active he is in the offense. He's very, very legitimate. I'm very much starting him where I have him this week, looking at him for DPS later, looking at him for DFS later in the day. Like it. Jeffrey, for the same reason I talked about a minute ago, we're just not going with it. I understand he's a 1. So now we're thinking about maybe favoring Aguilar. But at the same time, if I had to choose between Westbrook and Jeffrey, if it was PPR, I would 100% be going with those receivers. And in Standard, I think I'm going with those receivers anyway. Christian, I'm 30, dog. I'm happy for you. I'm not 30 yet. It's my birthday soon, though. I'm getting there. Random Bros Videos. Welcome to the show, man. I like that. I like that name, and I like you, and I hope you hang out. Right now, we're thinking about songs we're going to make our friend sing for karaoke for his Sacco punishment. So if you think of a really embarrassing song that you'd like someone to sing, Random Bros Videos, I want you to let me know, man. I'm looking for, like, who won the bronze medalist in terms of, like, Britney Spears, then Christina Aguilera, and then who was that bronze medalist? Was it Mandy Moore, Random Bros Videos? Was it Jessica Simpson, Random Bros Videos? Was it Kylie Minogue, Random Bros Videos? Was it JoJo, Random Bros Videos? Oh, Rob's caught up. I Believe I Can Fly. Woo! Jeff, man, that is a really good one. You know, when Biggie first heard that song, he cried. That's a real story. That's a real anecdote. When Biggie first heard R. Kelly sing I Believe I Can Fly, he cried. Kylie Minogue get bronze in Australia, but I'm trying... Don't sell me short here, man. This is my It's Raining Men. I don't know why. Ooh, Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball's an obvious choice, right? We love it. Thank you, Random Bros. We'll make our guy tie his hair right here. Oh, wait. Can't. Don't have it. Kerwin Williams, John Stewart, Giovanni Bernard. Wrecking Ball, I feel like he would slay, but also I like... Oh, Michelle Branch is a really good one. Michelle Branch, just making him sing the MBZ is really good. I think we should make Jimmy sing All-Star. No shit, too. I think it'll just be really fun. This is USA, baby. This is New Jersey. This is Dirty Jersey. This is real out here. US of A. Now, Torn, Natalie Imbruglia. Torn is a good one for 1,000 Miles is really good. Greatest country on earth, baby. Philly. Then why'd you think we weren't from America? Do I seem un-American, guys? I never really thought about it. All right, let's make sure we get our questions all squared away. Marcus, I really think that you're good with either the Jaguar stack or Westbrook, Alshon, and PPR. It's a high ceiling play with Alshon, more of a basement play with Jeffrey. Let's just make sure I didn't pick any other... Oh, Alshon Jeffrey. Other options are Murray, Diggs, Pirine, Gordon, and Ajayi. It's really tough because Josh Gordon and Ajayi are both super sex, Jeff. Jeff, is it PPR or standard? Because I'm looking at this and I'm not really... Rob, it's a really good point. Rob, excellent point. I would probably go Shake It Off, or it is PPR. Okay. Gosh, you know, I really like Ajayi today, Jeff. Jeff, honestly, I'm going to save this one, Ajayi over Alshon, in my phone for my post-show evaluation because I think Ajayi is going to get the majority of the touches and a workload increase after his highest workload with the Eagles last week and dump-offs because Foles isn't going to be throwing that noise, PPR. I think he can easily catch 5 balls today. Ajayi over Alshon. I just think the Eagles are going to own it in the second half. You can guarantee Ajayi's going to touch it 20 times. We can go, oh yeah? Oh yeah, Christian? Thank you. I need a haircut so bad. You can see there's noticeable poof, much like Jason Biggs. Unless you're just talking about the schnoz, in which case, god damn you. I like Freebird, but I think that the crowd is going to take issue with Freebird. Let's make a dice for Jim with Taylor Swift songs on it. He just has to get there and roll it. So that way he has to prepare for 6 songs. He's got to prepare for the T-Swift dice. I'd actually make the T-Swift dice a really good... That's a really good gambling product. Like, if you lose, you have to roll the T-Swift dice. I love that idea. I might bring that to market. Like, I might start selling that in my own Etsy shop. Oh yeah? Alshon's going to score... Ajayi, you gotta roll the dice. Now I gotta sing 22. God damn it. No, that's a really good idea, Budo, man. You can't tell me that's not a good idea. Yep. You gotta do it. I'm out here, man. I'm out here thinking, baby. I need to save this idea in my phone because I'm poor, and that's a get-rich-quick scheme. Swift dice. Each song, each side... Guys, if you're not writing down all your good ideas, by the way, you'll never achieve anything in life. Write down your good ideas, always. That's a life pro tip from me. Each side has a T-Swift song. Settle bets by rolling dice. Whatever song comes up. See you at karaoke. It'll be on the packaging. T-Swift dice. Guys, I got plenty more where that came from, venture capitalists. If I were a shark, I would be Barbara. She's the best. Christian, man. Christian, we are out here. We simultaneously played against and played with Kareem Hunt last night. That's why Bleep You, Kareem Hunt, is right there in our schedule, along with our 11:30 Checkdown Hanukkah special. We're going to do some injury stuff, and then we have 2 reserved spots in the final Millionaire Maker of the season. We're going to make 2 millionaire lineups. We need a stack. We need a QB stack. We need a quarterback that's going to throw 4 touchdowns. Not a quarterback that's going to throw 2 touchdowns. We need a quarterback that's going to throw 4 touchdowns. That's what we like. Ooh, that's what I like. Bruno Mars. There's a lot of good Bruno Mars songs we can make him sing that are all pretty vocally demanding. Hips Don't Lie. Hips Don't Lie is another good one. Ooh, it's 11 o'clock. Let's bang this theme song, baby. Guys, 2 hours left. Are you ready to reach a final? Somebody in the chat is going to be in their first fantasy championship at the end of today, and I'm excited about it. I've never been more excited than helping people win a fantasy championship. It's what I do and who I do it for. Hour 2 coming up after the drop. I love that. That's Chuck Salamone on our theme song. If you want more of his music, his band Amigos Amigos, their link is at the bottom of our YouTube description. Super talented. We got to get him around for way more projects. Next year, I'd like to do more satire. I'd like to do more... Armel, I just saw that. Oh, Macarena's another good one. Yeah. Macarena. One-hit wonders are really good. Maybe someone's first Sacco, boys. Yeah, we're talking about someone's first Sacco, baby's first Sacco right now, and it's pretty fun. Jimmy, what's going on, man? Thanks for hopping in. Armel, that's actually really smart. I used to know this place in Nutley that did a house band for karaoke. You went in and they had a band. That's kind of like a dream for a lot of people, right? Just a band that knows like 50 songs, and you go up there and you play live with them and you sing live with them. That's really cool. But I don't know if we're gonna get that for this thing. Johnny Cash on the radio. Did you use Hunt last night? I did. I played against him and I played him. Bring him in for the house band. I missed it. Oh, Tim, Kerwin Williams, John Stewart, or Gio Bernard. If it's PPR, I'd say Gio. Full workload, no mixing. Jonathan Stewart's got a good matchup, but not the same volume. Kerwin Williams' matchup is slightly improved. Washington's best linebacker is out. I'm not sold on it. I just think he's a volume play. And not crazy about Kerwin, the paint man. Kerwin Williams. So maybe if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Gio. I know it's at Minnesota, but 6 catches alone is going to give him value. So he's really only got to bust one of those. And he's literally the only running back. Oh, there you go, Scott. Boom. I like Scott's got this, man. Scott knows what's up. I don't want anybody else. Savage. Jimmy. Brady or Goff, man. It's got to be Tom Brady. Have you seen the splits? Let me go get the splits for Jimmy. I have it screenshotted just for Jimmy. Create new. Add an image. It's going to just pop up on the screen as like a giant image. I actually don't know how big it's going to show up. When I think about you at myself, whoa! Brady versus Pittsburgh. 7-2, 8.26 yards per attempt, 24 touchdowns, 3 picks. Doesn't really get much better than that in 9 games of action, does it, Mr. Jim? That's about as good as it gets, baby. I had this question queued up for you. Bang! I had this queued up for you, Jim. Now, Roethlisberger's... So, like, I was trying to find a way to do this, but I couldn't think of a segment to do it for. But, so, yeah, we talk about it. Brady's numbers are sick, but look at Roethlisberger's numbers. They're not so crazy as far as elite quarterbacks are concerned. Right? Like, that's not the worst thing ever. 3-5, yeah, they're playing the Patriots, but 17-6, that's still 17 totes in 8 games, average of 2 per game. It's not Brady-in, but nobody else is doing Brady shit but Brady. It's a family show, I'm sorry. I hope that was enough for you, Jim. Splits are lit. The splits are lit. Wasted Bostonians. Oh, whoa. Never forget when Tom Brady says he likes it when Pats fans get wasted before the games. Lubed up and had to apologize for it. First of all, Brady is amazing. And when Brady gets out of football, the world's going to win because he's just stuck in a PC box right now. When he's allowed to be himself, it's going to be awesome. He needs money right now because he gave the Patriots all his salary away so they could give it to Martellus Bennett and Brandon Cooks and Alan Branch. So, dude, it sucks, man. It sucks how awesome he is. Like, he's so good. He's so funny. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Then there's this. Woods, Goodwin, D. Murray. Pick 2, Jimmy. I personally think DeMarco Murray's so toast. I personally think he's Dunzarelli and cheese. And the Niners defense is very much improved. Not the pushover you think it is. I'm going Woods and Goodwin. Not close. Wasted Bostonians sounds like a history term. I need Ben and Antonio to do shit and Bell to go off. I love that. Brandon, I highly endorse. If I could tip that comment, I can't. There's no way I can elevate that comment anyway. So I can't do it. Brady dancing to Migos at the Super Bowl party. Yup, great. Migos. Is Migos in the cards for Sacco? For Sacco karaoke? I don't think Jim would hit the ad-libs real good. Oh, man. YouTube, make comments highlightable. Listen to this guy. Promote this guy. We're heading down towards 11:30. We're barreling towards our Checkdown Hanukkah special. If you're joining us and you missed the first 20 minutes of the show, we had the Checkdown Awards last week announced. We had to cancel it. We had an overzealous fan threaten the... what's the word here? We're just getting threats because Fan of the Year was a category. And someone really wanted to be Fan of the Year. And the Checkdown fan base is just so overzealous that we had to shut it down. So, sorry, but that's where we are. And now we have the Checkdown Hanukkah special. And it's different. It's different. He ain't got the flow. But I would like to see Bleep Guy next year. Ooh, Sarah Bareilles love song. I love how every 5 questions is a karaoke jam. Like, it is so perfect. Oh, love song, but also that song Fight Song is really good for this too. And he could do like the one fist raised, and we'll get a bunch of Girl Scouts to raise their fists behind him. It's just a great song for the movement. Ooh, yeah, ooh. Sacco punishments are more fun than buying trophies. Okay, Christian, don't know if you got to it, had to walk away. Starting Bortles over Cousins, smart. PPR league, yes, I think that's smart. Staubach over Bradshaw, tough call, Clayton, but I'm gonna go Staubach here, and it's because of the rushing yards. Bradshaw obviously got the vertical numbers, high ceiling, 4 touchdown potential, but Staubach in that dual threat offense, he can get those rushing touchdowns. And if you're in a 4-point passing touchdown league, having Staubach on those sneaks and having Staubach on the runs, great, get those 6 points. I'm gonna go Staubach over Bradshaw. It's close though, great matchup. Bortles over Cousins, it's okay. I know it doesn't feel great, but it's okay. Dede over Benjamin, absolutely. Benjamin, Crowell, K. Rudolph, Rod Smith is always a free agent choice. I would go Crowell in that matchup. Had his best game of the year last year, doubled up Duke Johnson's touches. Armall, we got to get the studio before we get the... Bleep Guy. What's going on, Nabil? We're doing a lot of things right now. We're naming songs. Somebody in our fantasy football league got last place, and now they have to sing karaoke songs that we choose. So we're thinking of the worst songs to sing. We have the Checkdown Hanukkah special at 11:30, and we are answering questions. That's it, Nabil. You didn't miss that much. We're here. I hope you had Kareem Hunt last night or didn't play Kareem Hunt last night, Nabil. It got ugly. Head underwater, and you tell me... Oh, Africa, Toto, Jimmy, Africa, Toto. Really good one. We did It's Raining Men. Yeah, absolutely, Clayton. So good. Milkshake. Ooh. I'm like a big classic jams. Ooh, all about that bass. Wow. I know size 2, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. Oh, man. When you think about who's singing it, so good. Freak a Leak Nabil from the top rope. Freak a Leak. Goodies. Not my goodies. Oh, Jim, you got 2 kids. Oh, you get 2. Oh, my God. Oh, DMX, party up. We need the person who's like in here to be in here. All the things she said. Oh my god, that's such a jam. Wow. Wow. All the things she said is such a bop. That's the winner. Yeah. Yo, my dad, DL, really liked that song. I never understood liked it. It was so weird. It was such a dumb... Oh my god, that is so good. So I really like Torn. I really like All the Things She Said. I really like Bop. It's Raining Men is good. It's good. I don't like how not vocally challenging the song is. I would like the song to be in a higher key and with more runs, because it's just kind of like temperatures rising. It's just all like phrase. It's just phraseologies. Oh, Armo with the tattoo video. Dude. I would legitimately pay money to see those songs get sung in karaoke by the same person, because I'm having fun being there. That's just, we've just made the experience great for all of us. It was way too much rain. Too much men. Oh, in the video. Yeah. Because raining. Why are they trying to dry each other off? It's just going to keep raining. Go inside. You're wearing a tank top. 10 status. Yo, yeah, I mean, we know. It's crazy that was like, that music video started Tumblr. A lot of people don't know that. That's just a sign of the times. It's a family show. A lot of people don't know that music video it started it all. It started the internet. Started the internet revolution. I Am Woman, Helen Reddy. What? Tim, we're talking about the tattoo, All the Things She Said video. It's just such a good candidate for what we're trying to do here, because it is not a good song at all, and it will kill a room. It will kill a karaoke room. Nobody can get behind it. It's not like clappable. Oh man, Man's Not Hot. That's another one. If the DJ has Man's Not Hot, keep trying to dry off, and there's no hope in drying. I'm laughing way too much in this segment. They're just like keep petting each other off, like the rain. It's torrential downpours, Mina. I heard they both got executed for that video. That'd be a good get heading into next season. Yo, the off season means good gets. Like, we're getting back into preseason, back into random non-fantasy fantasy discussion, more guests, more interviews. What took a weird turn? Oh yeah, thanks, man. You're a killer. I'm killing it. Thread. In that country, you know, that's not okay. Doesn't, you know, that's why, as I said, that music video is how we got Tumblr. And that's great. It's challenging the culture. Kings of Leon is too... Sex on Fire might actually be funny. I'm trying here. Oh, they are both still alive. Okay. So we could get them. So you're saying we could get them on the show. That's good to know. I tried to get Larry Johnson on the show in like August, and I read that article a couple weeks ago. I'm kind of glad I didn't. He's got some stuff. Adele, hello. Hello. That's rough. You got a draft stock order. The article, what? Budo, post the link. Post that link, baby. Oh, the Larry Johnson article. Yeah, the Larry Johnson article is super dark. It was not great at all. He doesn't remember a lot of his playing career. Yeah. But he's got a record that's never going to be broken. He touched the ball 32 times a game for a whole season. And That's never going to change. Gorgler, I had a feeling when you saw Trailblazer, you were going to jump all over that. It just doesn't come up in conversation enough. You just grab on it. Armo, you know another Larry Johnson? Yeah, he can't remember like 2 years of football, and he was like making a compilation video to show his daughter because he was going to kill himself, and he was like, oh, that's how I played that. Thunder by Imagine Dragons, Budo. We can have him sing that. I might leave. Knicks UNLV. Oh, Larry Johnson. Oh, Larry Johnson. Got it. Nope, got it. I'm an idiot. Early. It's early. I was up late. Honestly. I'll leave. Imagine Dragons, Thunder. That's what the bar plays at 2:01. Closing time. Speaking of 2:01. Yeah, Chiefs LJ. Really rough article about him just trying to be a person. He's got demons. When someone has demons and they're actually like, yeah, this voice told me to jump off the building. It's too much. It's too real for me. I just saw the news today. Oh, wow. Creed could be good. Another just room killer. Just absolutely. Oh, nice. Speaking of demons, nice. No, but I want a bartender who served Manziel. That's what I want. I want to go a little bit deeper. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to do an interview show where when something viral happens to a random person, we get the first video interview. I want to try doing that. Like the girl who had to wear a Christmas tree every day at Alabama University. And I don't know if you guys saw the lady get crossed over at the Christmas party basketball one-on-one. The mini basketball one-on-one. Hezzy, step back. Did you guys see that? Unbelievable video. I would want to get somebody from that scene, like by 6 o'clock, like get me that person in an interview on FaceTime. I think that's doable. Tween. I knew you were gonna. I don't want. You got it. You're good. Filet. All right, guys. We're 10 minutes of the Checkdown Hanukkah special. Then we're going to talk about injuries. Then we're going to do that Millie Hour, baby. We're just kind of hanging out right now doing our fantasy questions. For me, it's all about Tom Brady and Le'Veon Bell. That's what's going to carry my fantasy teams today. All my other teams had David Johnson, but my Le'Veon Bell teams are ready to rock in these playoffs. And I feel great about that. And it just reinforces you how important that first round pick is to hit. You look at the playoff teams. Ain't nobody with Mike Evans in the playoffs right now. You know what I mean? A lot of teams, you go big on your first. If you got Jordan Howard, really rough. It's rough, man. You got to hit those first couple picks or you're going to have a really hard time. But if you look at the championship teams, you look at the teams that are left standing, you can tell which ones were active on free agency. Thank you, Arma. I appreciate it. 8 crazy nights. Checkdown Hanukkah special, 9 minutes. You look around today at the teams that are left in your league. There's a Drake team. There's a Goodwin team. There might be a Seals-Jones team. There might be a Funchess team. There might be a Woods or a Cup team. These are guys that were not drafted in a lot of leagues. A lot of leagues. Maybe you, but a lot of leagues not drafted. So here we go. We got to find these league winners. Oh, I got you. I read it and then I didn't get the reference because I'm an idiot. 8 Crazy Nights. Not the best movie. Not the best representation of Hanukkah. Because Adam Sandler jokes have not aged well into this progressive society. I don't like how the whole thing is like built around like a Citizens Award. It's just not very spirit of Hanukkah. I just don't like them. I don't think the movie is that great. Adam Sandler's like an athlete. Like, what the fuck? It's a family show. I'm sorry. I just think that it's BS that's our Hanukkah story. Like, the Rugrats never went feature length on Hanukkah. We don't have a real visual story of Hanukkah. Not like animation or just like anything. Nabil, great suggestion. Ooh, Scott, great suggestion. Oh, back at 1, Brian McKnight. That's another one. If we're slow jamming, those two, we just do this with the intensity of his set list. We just like, oh man, Colt 45 or Because I Got High, better song. Let me know in the chat. Ooh-wee. Yentl. It's not a Passover. Is that a Hanukkah story? Colt 45 is the way better song. It's not even close. No. No way. Colt 45 is way better. Because I Got High is better for karaoke. Because the whole room can sing it real easy. And it was awesome when it came out and you were in 8th grade. Colt 45 is a great song. I fucked her on credit, so I owe her. Yeah, dude. Colt 45 's family show. Sorry. It's a way, way funnier song. And just good verses. If Because I Got High was the only thing Afro Man ever did, he would not still be relevant. Bleep. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Not always there when you call. Always on time. Another one that's possible. Aaliyah, Rock the Boat. This is great. Picking songs for a grown man with 2 kids to sing just really, really makes things way more fun. I'm trying to think of like really poppy songs that I've been listening to. I've been back on some pop, old pop kick. Cause that's when we grew up, baby. Songs of the childhood, baby. I can't wait for the games today. I gotta be honest with you. Last week it was really rough waiting for Monday night because I had so many Patriots going. But the fact that Pat Steelers is the game. I have a family party today and I am not looking forward to it. I'm going to be all in, screaming at touchdowns. Who's on it, Armel? Who's on it? Ashley Graham. Lynch or McKinnon, 0.5 PPR. It's a good question, Gorgalore. Because of the PPR, I'm going to go McKinnon. I think it's a good McKinnon game. Without Burfict, the Bengals have been absolutely terrible against the run. Now McKinnon's at home. Great advantage. Lynch has had a couple of really strong starts, but Sean Lee coming back for the Cowboys, he's just a one-man defense improver, and it's literally that one-person difference. Oh, Budo, that's fantastic. I'm sure she's making a lot of great reaction faces. I guarantee she's... Oh! That's gotta be hilarious. I would almost like to see a snap of her listening to because it's really... Some of the punchlines when I was a kid, I was like, oh my god, I didn't know you could say that. So it ran. I jumped at the back window, but a daddy, he was waiting with a 2x4. Oh, he beat me to the left. Oh, yeah, the Larry Johnson article is so depressing. Mega depressing. Sorry to put you through that. Tim, he touched the ball 500 times in a season. That you want to talk about records that are never getting broken for a good reason? It's that. I can't think of any real reason how that record... It's not like a statistical feat. It's like a personal safety. Like, why would you give the ball to someone that much? What is this? Oh, geez. This is the cover of Sports Illustrated? It's guys down all over the field? This is horrible. Inside the NFL's season of pain. This is super brutal and tough to watch. Like, I'm getting your address off this, though. Got it. Sending you. This is, just so we can get a... I'm just going to put it up so people can see it. Because this is what the Sports Illustrated cover... I thought it was... It's not the swimsuit edition, like... some pervs would have you believe. I jumped out the back window, but daddy, it was way with a 2x4. Yeah, but I feel like this isn't that bad of a year for it. But apparently it is. Apparently it really is. I ain't know. Let's just go to the Millionaire Hour real quick. I ain't mad at the Prejudice Dad, because that's the best damn I ever had. Man, weed and a bottle of wine. I'm a that just one more time. Saying Colt 45, 2 zigzags, baby, that's all we need. All right. QuickTime application said it can't be complete. Not responding. Next year we're gonna try to upgrade the hardware, and then we're gonna upgrade everything else. Season 2. Ain't nothing like it, boo. You can see QuickTime trying to get it popping. There we go. Look. This is cool. So this is the cover of Sports Illustrated right now. I'm zooming in so you can see Carnage inside the NFL's season. Oh, we got hearts. Inside the NFL's season of pain. And look, you can see Shazier here. It's a Hightower next to him. That's Cam Chancellor. Ronald Darby. Spencer Ware. That's preseason. I don't know who this is. 57. I don't know. I think that's JJ Watt with the blonde hair. 5. That's Sherman. Achilles. Leg. That's Zach Miller, right? Brandon Marshall limping off. Forgot about him. Wentz. There he goes. Back from whence he came. Jason Peters. Who's 3? Carson Palmer. Dalvin Cook. Forgot about him. Deshaun Watson. He looks sad. Joe Staley. Oh my God. This is brutal. Jason Verrett. This is CJ Fedorowicz. Here's some big ones. Aaron Rodgers. This is sad. Odell Beckham. Who's this? Who's 11? I guess that's Hogan. Young. That's Greg Olson. That's Joe Thomas. Darren Sproles. Remember, he got 2 big injuries on the same play. Stephon Gilmore. Wow, Landon Collins is going to play. I have to edit a segment. This is crazy. Thank you for sending this to me. That is crazy. Address. Oh, Eric Berry, yeah. Edelman. Edelman. I'm a bigot. What are you going to do? All right, guys. Let's resettle here. Let's go back to the main. You know, it's December. It's the holidays. It's a really special time. It's a special time here on the Checkdown, too, because we have a lot to be thankful for, and we've been doing a lot of giving. We've been giving winning fantasy football advice all season long, and, instead of power rankings this week, I thought I'd do something a little bit special and a little bit Hanukkah-related, and so I wrote you a little ditty. I hope you like it. I work hard on this stuff, but this is the Checkdown Hanukkah special. Oh, it's the holiday. 8 crazy nights. That silly blue holiday. So it's like Jew Christmas, right? But we open gifts like most who celebrate a certain birth. The Jewish alternative is about value and worth. But history is boring. You can always use Google. And the presents are bad. My parents were frugal. Plus, my birthday always falls right in the middle of there. So it's like a double gift thing, but instead of 2 great gifts in a year, you either get 2 B gifts or like 1 really good gift, which is cool. But you can't help but feeling like if you had a May birthday, you'd sleep better at night. Anyway, when it comes to football, there isn't a ruse. It's a long history, but not a long list of Jews. So as a starting point for a Hebrew helmet men, the first candle to be lit is for Julian Edelman. But we can't give 8 candles because we don't have 8 players. And not a single QB until my son Joshi declares. And that's not an athletic knock. You can get fucked, man. You know who could sling it? Hall of Fame Jew Sid Luckman. 2 Patriots and 3 linemen. That's who's blowing out candles. In basketball, it's better. Jordan Farmar has dreidel handles. But if you're a football-crazed Jew, don't give up your hopes. 10 Jews own teams. Save your shitty money jokes. I love Christmas. I wish I could be there with you. But if you were in my house, I'd let you light a candle or 2. Hanukkah's the holiday for friends and your kin. I wish I could celebrate with every Checkdown viewer, even you, Anthem Jim. Happy Hanukkah, everybody. Thank you so much for watching every week. I really appreciate it. Good? This is good, right? Thanks, guys. Mwah. I love you guys. I love you guys more than you know. Yeah, the all-IR team. The IR team on that Sports Illustrated cover is insane. Thank you. 8 candles out of 8. 8 candles out of 8 is a really funny review system. All right, guys, we still got half an hour till the Millionaire Hour. The real thing I'm excited about. I have 2 reserved entries. Thank you, Budo. 2 reserved entries for the Millionaire Maker. So if I don't fill those out, I just lost $40, and I can't afford to lose $40 these days. So we are all about it for the final hour of the show. So get your questions in now, because it's about more than just you in the last 60. It's about me. So we need to think of those QB stacks. Who are we going to take? Who's our value? We're going to get this money. We're going to get a boat. Millionaire Hour. But I also want to talk about things that are seriously impacting today's games without people on the field. Oh, Christmas yacht. I want palm trees with Christmas lights. We're going to do some immediate injury impact with some of these guys that go down, and who's going to benefit and who's not is really important. So first name is obviously Carson Wentz. He's out for the season. Hold'em tournament at 2. Who should I start? You should start ace king suited always. Did you ask a question, Clay? Is that what I'm supposed to? Hold'em tournament at 2. Hold'em tournament at 2. I'm so confused. All right, Carson Wentz is down, but the Eagles are not out because going into last week, they had one of the best running games in the league. So they're just going to stick with that. Okay, sorry. Woo! Clayton, I even have, my hair is elevated today, and you still got me with the whoosh. Like, I had nothing on that. If you got 2-7 off suit, you go all in. Yeah, Gorgalore. I love this guy. I love this man. Snake in the boot. Carson Wentz is down, but because the Eagles run the ball so well, they're not out. I think this is now officially Ajayi season with an S, a Z, and an N. I think LeGarrette Blount is still going to get 10 touches because they're just less aggressive overall with Foles under center. Like I said earlier in the show, the biggest pass catcher standing to benefit from this has to be Nelson Aguilar. I truly believe in the backup quarterback, backup wide receiver, spring practice, second team looks advantage. And I think that that's very much in play with Aguilar. At a great price. What's going on, Juan? Thanks for popping in, baby. I appreciate it. You missed a lot of fun stuff already, but you know we're only halfway in, so it's all good. We're talking about injuries right now. So the run game is going to be A-okay. I have no problem starting Ajayi, and I have no problem starting Ertz because he's a good security blanket. Zeros, Ertz, or Walker? Get that right. Fix that, and I'll come back to you. But I think the run game is going to be okay. I like Aguilar. We'll see with Alshon as far as a stud. I still think he's a fine play, but as far as a stud, we're going to have to wait and see. The next name is Josh McCown. Obviously, super sucks for the Jets. Bryce Petty is a complete tire fire of a quarterback. We learned that last year, but we also learned was that the Jets had a fast receiver because Bryce Petty was continuously throwing bombs to Robbie Anderson in garbage time. We got a similar script set up today where Robbie, indoors, physical receiver, get the deep route. All he needs is one. A 60-yard tote is a productive fantasy day. Ask Tyreek Hill. He did it on one catch yesterday, and then he didn't do shit the rest of the game. It's a family show, but it's all you need, man. It's all you need. Ertz or Walker. Oh, that's it. Okay. I thought Zeros was going to be a third name. That's why I got confused. So I like Ertz. Ertz is a fine play. Delaney Walker, to me, though, is the number one receiver in Tennessee. So I know flexing two tight ends isn't always ideal, but with Foles, I wouldn't necessarily flex Ertz this week, although I like to have him. I want to have him on my team. I just think Delaney Walker's the number 2 to 4 tight end in football. Behind Gronk's the number 1 tight end this week, but I definitely think that Walker's number 2. Ajayi or Mike Davis? Great question, Clayton. I definitely like Ajayi and the volume against the Giants. No problem with them leaning on the running game, especially PPR. Mike Davis is going to have a decent game, but remember, Russell Wilson's the number 1 running back on that team. Never forget. So with McCown, you're literally dumping everybody but Robbie, especially if Forte doesn't play. McCown loves the checkdowns. He's a friend of the show, so look for Powell and McGuire, possibly DFS. Super value play, but I wouldn't expect much. Next name is Burfict. So Vontaze Burfict was out last week for the Bengals, and Jordan Howard ran all over their defense. I expect a similar thing today. Latavius Murray to nuck if he bucks. Jerick McKinnon to get involved, but Murray is like 4,900 on DraftKings. We're going to pound the F out of that. And until he comes back. So all running backs will benefit as long as he's out. They're just different with him in. It's very similar with Sean Lee for the Cowboys, who's back today. Mike Evans, good flex option. Juan, Mike Evans is very good at football. The problem is he just hasn't been able to produce. Like if Mike Evans is in your flex, it would stand to assume that you've got really good wide receivers, but that's just that's just how far we've dropped for Mike Evans. But I think he's very good at football, and if I had him, I'd be starting him every week because I don't have a choice. But a lot of Mike Evans owners are not standing right now. A lot of them have been eliminated mostly because of Mike Evans. So that's where we are, baby. The Juices, what's going on, baby? Welcome to the show. You missed our Hanukkah special, but we got a whole nother hour here. We're talking injuries now, but really we're taking your questions and getting ready for that DraftKings Millionaire Hour. We have 2 entries reserved to the Millionaire Maker, and I'm not flushing that money. I'm counting checks. I was making a DraftKings lineup at 5 a.m. I fell asleep with DraftKings open. Don't mess with me. I'm not trying to lose. 0.5 PPR McKinnon, Ivory, K. Williams. Arc Mercs for Hire. I love your channel name. I love that you're checking out the show. Thank you so much for coming in. Do I start Baldwin in 16-mile-per-hour winds and rain today or Fitz? PPR. I personally think Fitz has to be started every week. So if he's not in your lineup and you're sketching on Baldwin, that's the... Thank you, John. Thank you, John. So if that's the switch you have to make, I would make it. Personally think the way Baldwin and Russell Wilson play, it's not really going to matter too much, the wind and the rain. But obviously, Fitzgerald in a clean matchup is a little bit better. The problem is just how bad Gabbert looked last week. Just so much more skittish than he did the other week when we were like, oh, Blaine Gabbert, back-to-back top 15 fantasy performances. The footwork just completely fell apart last week, which is something that fantasy analysts really don't talk about, but your boy's just a step above. And if it's PPR, Larry Fitzgerald's going to get his 9 targets. Hundo P. There's no stopping that. So ideally, maybe both, but if you had to choose, it sucks. It sucks that weather has you geeked, but I've never, ever benched a stud because of weather. You start them. You start your ones. Think about the people that benched Shady last week. I'll wait. By the way, Chris Hogan not expected to play, Yaz. Hogan out. Chris Hogan not expected to play. Chris Hogan, not expected to play. That's big, baby. I got you. I got you. You mean Edelman. Yeah, they all look alike to me. Whatever. Julio, Funchess, Baldwin, Fitz. Need to pick. Oh, that's why. That's why Fitz ends up odd man out. I love seeing these team constructions, man. I love when people hit me with these flex questions. I'm just like, why are you choosing between Baldwin and Fitz? It was like my other two are kind of locks right now. Well, yeah. F yeah, man. Well, in that case, I don't feel as bad about your wide receiver situation. And honestly, I'd probably go Larry Fitzgerald because he's okay in the slot against Washington. I think the Cardinals will move the ball. Washington's missing some pieces. And I'm just not like weather. We're not really afraid of weather, but I also just like Fitz better than Baldwin on the reg. I understand Doug Baldwin's very good, but it's a big game, and Rams corners aren't terrible. Yo, Tim, that's crazy, right? 15 years. Yo, not a lot of coaches have the opportunity to walk. Let's just give Marvin Lewis credit for one aspect of this arrangement. Marvin Lewis got to decide when to leave. That is nutty. That's for the NFL, for any football coach to decide when they leave is insane. So props to Marvin Lewis for, I don't know if it was going to be a you can't fire me, I quit scenario, but even if it wasn't, Stones, love it. Love it. Never won a playoff game, 15 years. Unbelievable. But to be fair, I think that for the last decade, he's played in one of the most consistent divisions in football. No matter what, he's had the third best team. Almost to a fault. Almost to a fault had the third best team. It is what it is. Did he lose to TJ Yates in a playoff game? Abso-fucking-lutely. It's a family show. Sorry, guys. Millie Gang, what's up, Armel? Are you playing? Are you playing today? Did you reserve your spot? Did you reserve your spot? Did you reserve your 20 beans? It's the last DraftKings Millionaire Maker of the season, okay? There are no more. And I got 2 entries. I'm a young checkdown millionaire. That's not how that song goes at all. But that would be a good karaoke jam. Hey, man, Clayton, I really appreciate that. We're going to keep this going in the next season. And we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to do that. Oh, a Millie gets me. Oh, I can't be in public when that song comes on. Like, we used to play that in the restaurant when I was waiting tables. And, like, I would have to, like, stop before going out into the dining room. Because I'm coming down with I got a rack of ribs with somebody, and I'm like, and the Maserati's on the bridge, pussy bop and the choppers, ha 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 ha, you can't hand them, you can't stop. Okay, so I go by them rules. If you can't beat them, then you drop them. What I'm going to do with NFL is dunzo. Well, I cover the NFL for heavy.com, so when the fantasy stuff ends, the real football stuff will keep going. I'm also covering soccer for heavy. I'm also covering Overwatch League, which is super outside of our fantasy football circle that we've built here. But if you like esports, I'm going to be stepping into that space a little bit over the next month or so. So, that's where I'll be living. So if you guys like esports, super athletes, and nerds playing for thousands of dollars in prizes, that's where I'll be. That's where you can see me. I don't know if it's going to be in a checkdown format, because what we've built here, this is our sanctum. This is sacrimonious. So we don't change this. But we'll be doing other stuff. Nabil, throw the Jew down the well. That's one that I will not sign up on. You can see their horns. Look, you can almost see their chram. I built like a Pepsi can. Chram. I can't believe that they put a potato sack over Pam Anderson and didn't get arrested. Honestly, when you think about that movie and that they didn't get arrested, Millie. Ah, the voices are coming in. The people are speaking and they want Millie. What kind of dog is this? What kind of porn do you watch? I'm Millie, I'm Millie, I'm Millie, I'm Millie, Millie. 13 minutes, baby. I'm also, there's like I got a family party today, and football around family is already a tough, because I tried to get my family to play fantasy, nobody would, so it's already a tough sell. Like, hey, are these your guys? Are they doing the thing for you? But now I'm going to be absolutely screaming at Le'Veon Bell today and Christian McCaffrey. Like, I cannot deal today. Today is not going to work. We'll see, man. We'll see. The Khram. What kind of dog is this? Do not try to shrink me, Gypsy. Do not try to shrink me, Gypsy. What were we just talking about gypsies the other day as a minority? I don't remember where I was, but gypsies are very real, and I think it was a Jeopardy question, maybe. Gypsies are real, man. If you're a gypsy watching the show, I salute your lifestyle. Don't come near me. Bell is my other B. Hunt and Bell. Christian, I'm also in the playoffs with Hunt and Bell. Doesn't it feel so good? I had a league, dude, my league with David Johnson and Hunt. I came into the office after week 1. Thanks, Armol. I'm going to go out and... Dude, I came into the office week 1 with David Johnson and and Kareem Hunt, and just swanging, just knocking stuff off of desks. It was swanging so hard. And now Bell and Hunt, they're just gonna... My only worry is I got a 2-week final. Week 16, week 17. And if the Steelers have the number 1 seed, you're probably gonna see a lot of James Conner. Clayton, you're the best. Thanks, Armol, you're a jerk. No, we're talking about minorities, and Gypsy somehow came up, but it's probably Overwatch. And don't hate on Overwatch, Armol. If you honestly think it's a bad game, I got a copy in my car for you, and we'll really get your real opinion, dog. No, Christian, it's woat. It's woat. Week 17 final is not good. And I'm nervous. It's on ESPN. It's half-point peeper. But like I said, I got Bell and Hunt. So, feeling decent. I got Alex Smith. No, and I'm not saying you say it's a bad game. I'm saying you don't fully appreciate how good it is. That's all I'm saying. You're just pooping on it. By the way, Budo, if you're still here, Tom, I'm hitting 20. I'm about to hit like 29. I'm at like an all-time... Like, I'm looking real good. Cops? Don, man, every week. Don is killing me. I yellow journalized you, dude. I really done did it. We're coming up on the... Let's finish this segment out. So, Burfict's out. So, anybody playing the Bengals running back for the next couple weeks, which includes the Lions next week and then the Ravens week 17, if Burfict's out... Word. If Burfict is out, your running backs go in. That's how we're going to treat Bengals matchups from now on. Andrew Whitworth is a big one, man. Andrew Whitworth is the best lineman on the Rams. They signed him over for the Bengals. He's a really big part of what they've been doing in that turnaround. So, I'm going to post a quote here. This is actually kind of crazy. I got to get it from my files. But so... Oh, dude, I had that yesterday. I had the Santa on the fire truck. I can't imagine if that was today. Oh my gosh. It was so bad yesterday morning. All the way down the block with the sirens and all the way back. Just miserable. Okay, so this is a quote. We're talking about Santa on an ambulance and fire truck. This is a quote from McBay about Andrew Whitworth this week. Look at this quote. Let me shrink it so you can read it. Which obviously... He should be explaining that they've used a relaxed practice schedule with the lineman who is older than his coach. We trust that he kind of knows his body pretty well. So been able to defer to him, and he feels like he's going to be good to go. The base knowledge of that statement is Whitworth's going to play. What I infer from that is the training staff said to Whitworth, "You're hurt." Whitworth said, "Bleep you, I'm playing." So Whitworth is clearly hobbled by this leg injury, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's a little less going in Seattle's pass rush, and maybe if he comes out, that's a huge detriment to the Rams, both running and passing. He is an anchor, having an all-pro type season. Just a really crazy quote to look out for when an offensive lineman says, "I know my body, I'm good to go." That means that there's a doctor looking at his x-ray and MRI being like, "You should be in a cast." What? Like, that's what I infer. It's way worse than somebody who's actually ready to play. That's just what I draw from a quote like that. The last name that I had here is actually someone that's going to play. Landon Collins is going to play too. I expected him to not play. He's the Giants' big run stuffer, and if he's out, we lay on Eagles' backs. But he's going to play. I'm not crazy about that. As a Giants fan and as someone who was thinking of going Ajayi in DraftKings, I'm not crazy about that. So that's where we are with Landon Collins. He's banged up, but he is very good if he ends up getting in. What's going on, Taggy Tag? No, Tags, woke up late. I love you, but we did our Hanukkah special, and we talked about what songs we should make our friend sing in karaoke because he got last place, and we talked about who, like, if Britney Spears had the gold medal and Christina Aguilera had the silver medal, who was the bronze medalist of that era? That's what we're talking about. That we're talking about gypsies. No Ivory or Kerwin standard yet, though. Just didn't get around to it. Funny enough. I love when people do that. That's literally one of my favorite things, though. When someone is like, "What I miss?" And I'm just like, "Oh, great." Oh, cops were called. Brandon, I love it. Thank you so much for introducing me to your beautiful family. I will not swear for the duration of the show as we hit our millionaire hour. Maybe your family can learn something. We're about to take that cash. I got 2 entries reserved for the DraftKings Millionaire Maker for 1 p.m. I will bet you all that Millionaire Maker winnings that Don is in his bed right now, if you have to ask. So Ivory or Kerwin is a rough play. Kerwin got a ton of volume last week, 23 carries, and I think that drop in science. What's up, man? We're getting ready for that Millie Maker in 5 minutes. Millionaire hour. But until then, we're talking about Ivory or Kerwin Williams, which is a okay depth-based question for flex players. You know, we all want to step on the gas with Ivory when Fournette goes down, and I think that that's fair, but I don't think, is Kelvin Benjamin good to go? AKA, he's a torn meniscus, so that's all that I need to know. He caught a touchdown last week in the snow. He caught the only touchdown. He's got a torn meniscus, and he pulled up lame in practice on Thursday. Fournette, Hundo P out. Armo, let's talk about it later. Yeah, Fournette's out. So you want to go Ivory, but I do think that there's some value in Kerwin Williams being the guy. So if I had to choose, it's rough, but I would probably go Kerwin Williams. I know it's less than ideal, but that's going to be a double workhorse game, and Washington's missing their starting middle linebacker, Zach Brown Band, so we're going there. Mo Wilkerson. Hey, Tom. I forget why I asked you about you, but you're good. What's up? Oh, that's hilarious. I don't remember why I asked about you. But, you know, scoot, kaboot. Oh, Overwatch, because I'm hitting like 29. Yeah. I'm hitting this real weird place where I'm like, I don't always want to play another game because I'm nervous I'm gonna get caught with bad kids, and it's like every game is like a slog again. When you hit that mid ground and you're just like drifting around like 2,600 for so long, it sucks. And now I'm at like high 27s, mid 28s. I'm like, wow, these games are actually super competitive and matter. So Overwatch, man, it's crazy. It's a crazy game. Teresa, you're doing great. Must be nice. Oh, Burns is here. Great timing, man. That is hysterical. Oh, awesome. No problem, Kat. That's great. Let's catch up a little bit with some chatties, and then we're going to get... It gets good. Oh, yeah, no, it really does. Drop in. That's how we met. That's how we met. But, get your questions in now, because Millie Hour is about to start, guys. I literally can't do this enough. I hope you can feel it, because I'm doing it as hard as I can. I'll be starting Kaiser and flexing Crowell. Ingram over K. Rudolph, 0.5 PPR. Yeah, Kyle Rudolph's super banged up, so you got to go Ingram there by choice. He's just good at the game. You take what you can get. Jared Goff or Joe Flacco, dropping. It's a really tough one. Obviously, Joe Flacco's been hot, but I just can't endorse him in the fantasy playoffs. It's too late in the season to be throwing down Joe Flacco. So I'm going to go Goff. I'm starting Goff in a playoff league. Yeah, Rudolph's banged up. He's doubtful to play, so pretty much out. What's going on, Buttery Biscuits? This is M for Millie. I'm doing this as hard as I can. It starts to hurt after a while. Risk control. Risk control. Flex Diggs or Rod Smith? Rod Smith had an 80-yard touchdown last week, but he still got out-touched 2-1 by Morris. The Raiders' run defense is not so bad. Kareem Hunt overwhelmed them because the Chiefs were actually passing like crazy. Alex Smith could have had 4 passing touchdowns. He had 2 drops, 1 on a holding penalty, and 1 tackled at the half-yard line. So it was a big Kareem Hunt day last week, but not necessarily from Kareem Hunt's fault. The passing offense should have been driving the bus, and it was. So I'm off of that, pound the Oakland defense. I'm much more apt to play Diggs in a matchup where the Vikings are going to do whatever they want over Rod Smith, if Rod Smith is only going to touch the ball 9 times, like, that's really detrimental. That's one of my biggest concerns about Christian fucking McCaffrey. Pardon my French. Sorry, Brandon. I know your wife and daughter's watching. No more cursing. I just get really upset at Christian McCaffrey's at 9 touches the last 3 weeks. Like, what are you doing? The kid's clearly great in the flat and great in space. So he's either doing great as a decoy, and that's why the offense is doing so well, or it's conditioning and they're trying to save him for the playoffs. But either way, it's so tilting. Touches. I'm a volume-based fantasy player. Hey, stud. Thank you. Would you start Deshaun Jackson or D.D. Westbrook? Pissed Hogan is doubtful. Biscuits, Hogan is actually out. I know that's crazy, but you heard? I'm going to start D.D. Westbrook. Biscuits, you're a little late to the show, but D.D. Westbrook is getting the target share of a number 1 wide receiver. Like Alshon Jeffrey type target share with yardage to match, receptions and yardage that eclipse Marquise Lee. Like, D.D. Westbrook has taken himself from the slot guy to like the legitimate best receiver on that team from just being good. He doesn't have any long touchdowns. He's just consistently good throughout the thread of a game. Great in space, great down the middle. Sorry, John. I know this is your second time asking this. I was going to get to you next, John. I promise. Lee and Westbrook split even in targets. Yeah, but not since Westbrook came back. Standard flex spot. Deion Lewis, Samaje Perine, Jamal Williams. Ooh, Rams or Cowboys D for the Blues. I like, with Rams D, you got a little weather. You got some rain and wind. I personally think the Raiders are broken. I mean, I don't know what Derek Carr even is supposed to do anymore. So it's rough. John, I got you. Standard flex spot. Sorry, John. Deion Lewis, Samaje Perine, Jamal Williams. So when Aaron Rodgers comes back, you obviously think the run game is going to suffer. But because you have more balance, it really ain't, though. And but the Panthers' run defense is pretty good. I'm going to go with Perine here just because Byron Marshall's out, and it's all P-Ride. P-Ride's the only guy of those three that's a lock for 22 touches. And that's where I'm putting my money. I'm not putting my money on the name. I'm putting my money on the game script, the positioning, and the volume. Sorry, Christian. I know we didn't agree there, but I'll watch your show. Robert Woods or Yanni Stewart in my flex, half PPR. I know we got no baseline with Woods, but that doesn't mean I don't think he's a great over-the-middle receiver. I think he's going to be fine. Did anybody else in the chat watch Barstool Rough and Rowdy on Friday night? John, I know, but you got to see the numbers the last couple of weeks with Marshall and Thompson out. It's different. Barstool bought a company that does hillbilly boxing in West Virginia, and they sold it for $16. Oh my God, Millie Hour started. Scott, you're right. Guys, I'm going to bust through these questions, and then it's Millie time. Guys, it's Millie time. Whoa. It's me stretching out. Yeah, I like Woods. All right, Justin, your question, then the theme song, then Millie time. Huge dilemma. Need 3. Ajayi, Lynch, Williams, Mike Davis. That's actually not so bad. If it's PPR, then it's Ajayi, Williams, and Davis. And if it's standard, I would go Lynch over Williams. I'm Jason Biggs now, baby. Let me know in the chat while the theme song plays. Who do I look like more, Jason Biggs or Schmitty from New Girl? I'm here for all your answers. Millie Hour coming up next. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to do some push-ups. Buddha, I'm going to talk about that. Millie time, boys and girls. Okay. While I set up the Millie Maker, I do want to. Yeah, so Budo, I actually did end up seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter about that, and I really wanted to check it out because I had read about it, and it's just a crazy thing for technology. Whatever Barstool does, because they pace digital media to a certain extent, always worth checking out. Ties are no ties. You're being a jerk. Okay, Andrew Luck may need bicep surgery. That's hilarious. All right. So yeah, so he said Portnoy said it would get 30,000 buys, Budo, and it didn't for a while. It eventually did hit 30,000 buys. And I watched it, and it was pretty good. Most of the fights were like grossly one-sided, but those guys fighting in jeans, there's guys fighting in dress socks, there's guys with ponytails. Like, it's so West Virginia that was very exciting, and the commentary was funny enough to keep me entertained. And then they had the two employees fight. I don't do Barstool. It was Tex and Hank, I think the other guy's name was Henry or something, and it was, at first it was not a good fight. Hank came out clearly more athletic, just whopping on it, which is, if you're seeing two coworkers fight, if you work for there, that's lit, first of all. So the one guy is just beating the hell out of Tex, and he goes down like 3 times. He's like slipping all over the place. And then in the second round, Tex just throws a right hook that just drops the other guy. And that was like if you're watching that with people, that was a really, really genuine, thrilling boxing fight sports moment that you just don't get in other sports because they don't mean as much in the moment. Like a dunk, you'll stand up and cheer for a dunk, but a big punch in a fight is everything. It's like if you could win a game. It's like if you could win the game on a touchdown in the second quarter if it was good enough, you know? So it's like oh, that's why I like boxing. And so like good high-level boxing is two people afraid of getting hit. We didn't have that at Rough and Rowdy. It was people that embraced contact. And I think that's why it works so well. It was people that really fucking wanted to fight. It's a family show. I'm sorry. I enjoyed it. I didn't pay for it. It had some sort of technical problems. So they were like, hey, this thing's going to go pay-per-view wall at 9:15. This thing's pay-per-view wall at 9:15. And I just kept watching it, and it never went to pay-per-view for me. I just kept watching it. So that was cool. So it was enjoyable. I don't know if I'd pay for it, but if I had a friend to split it with me, I would easily pay for it. It was entertaining. Hebrew Hammer did get his ass beat. Robbie Anderson versus Saints D or Lee versus Texans in the flex. I like Robbie. That's a high ceiling play. Remember, Bryce Petty locked onto Robbie. Locked onto Robbie. Only guy he likes. Okay, guys. So over here on the side. Oh, hold on. This is Millionaire Maker. I got to get our Millionaire Maker set list. We got to get our millionaire stuff. Got to get our millionaire stuff. Our decor, if you will. Over on the right side of the screen is a little like guide I prepared, a shorthand like guide that I can stare at when I'm struggling. As you can see, I have 2 entries in the Millionaire Maker. And let's get started because we only have 51 minutes. We need a stack. We need a stack. That is so true, though. I'm not crazy about Rodgers Jordy, but I know it's good value. So let's start with that. It is pretty good value because Jordy has a basement of 0. But here's the thing. For 6,300 for Jordy, I can get a lot of good wide receivers. The running back that we really liked, that we've liked the whole day, is Latavius Murray. We've talked about him all day. Studley, and at a very studly price, 4,900 for a running back that's guaranteed to score today. Wilson Baldwin, I'm worried about the weather. Armel, don't worry about it. ASJ or Olsen, half PPR. I'm worried about Olsen getting hurt. ASJ could be petty security blanket. I'm not starting either of those. I had a choice, and I actually picked up Ricky Seals-Jones. I know it's really stupid, but I just don't trust. ASJ couldn't get it together with McCown. I just don't trust him. I know it sucks. I think big upside for Powell too, but game script scares me. Elijah McGuire actually out-touched Powell last week. How much is D.D. Westbrook? If D.D. Westbrook's under 6,000, he's an instant ad. Wow. Super insanely cheap. He doesn't even have a picture yet. That's so stupid. Why don't we steal away? Oh, McGuire's hurt with an ankle issue? That's Forte. Matt Forte. Armo, yeah, talk to me about the best 5 tight end free agents and come back to me, baby. Just hit me with the best 5. Huh. I like Aguilar, too. Let's stack the value home runs. Look at how cheap he is. Good Lord. Matt Forte. Both hurt. Powell starting. Matt Forte, active 15 minutes ago. Texans D, 20-plus point games to QBs. Yeah, it's Bortles, man. Elijah McGuire, not on the injury report. Practiced fully on Friday. So they can't both be hurt if one's active and one wasn't on the injury report. Inside info. Ooh, that changes everything. Ooh. Still like him at 4. Yeah, for 4,000, I like him. If I had to take one 4,000 guy, though, I love Latavius, right? 4K flat is a whole nother story. Because when you look at the guys available at 4K, it's Ivory and Stewart and Crow and not much else. So grabbing Powell. I wish I knew what Powell did with Petty last year, but I feel like it was really good. Wasn't Powell shredding with Petty last year? Robbie Gould or Jake Elliott, Brandon? I like Jake Elliott today. Robbie Gould also a good matchup, though. Do I love Rodgers over Dak this week? I think I love Rodgers over Dak every week. There's only so many people that I wouldn't start over Rodgers. I would probably start Brady, Roethlisberger, maybe Breeze over Rodgers. That's probably it. Armel, here we go. Seals, Clay. Charles Clay is a really good look, man. The Dolphins have been really bad at tight ends. Selleck, Burton, Julius. So the last 3 are irrelevant. But you have legitimate choices between Seals and Clay. For me, with Clay, it's all about how healthy he is, how healthy Tyrod is, but I obviously think he is very capable. Go Clay. Go Clay. Bilal Powell's so cheap, dude. You're right. Insanely cheap compared to everyone else. But Ajayi at only 1,000 more. Clay is cheap, too. Clay's very cheap. Delaney. Saints D all day, baby. And now we got Shady. Perfect. Aaron Rodgers, Jay Ajayi, Latavius Murray, Nelson Aguilar, Jordy Nelson, Dede Westbrook, Delaney Walker, LaShawn McCoy, and Saints. I honestly don't see that scoring 100 points. There's no way. That's a really bad one, but I'm going to save it because we're going to change the shit out of it. Give me another stack. See, I would rather have Goodwin, I think, than Jordy just because I know the basement is there. Biscuits. Goodwin's a legitimate #1 receiver. Eagles D against my Giants might be cheaper, but I don't know if Nick Foles is going to give the Giants an easy time or not. Nick Foles might make things really easy on that Giants defense. I tell you what, the Saints are not going to do that for Bryce Petty. Keenum's pretty cheap. Keenum's pretty cheap. If we go Bortles, Westbrook, we are saving so much money. Foles was a good QB and has good receivers. Christian, you're doing the Philly thing, Christian. You're doing the Philly thing. Why don't we... Look at this start. Look at this 4-man squad. Ooh. Look, I got Bortles in here, man. Look, this is a good squad. This is a good 4-man, dog. Now we got to go cheap on the D, right? Which is just less than what we're doing. I'll go Philly. Whatever. No, you're good. Oh, thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. Shouldn't have checked that text. Shouldn't have checked that text. I'm checking texts while I'm doing the show. Irresponsible. Borderline. It's all good. So here we go. We got 44 minutes, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Hey, John. Currently, I have Kamara, McCoy, and Drake. I have Burkhead and Hyde on the bench. Should I make any changes? Holy Jesus, no. No. Your lineup looks great. Adam, what are you trying to change my mind on? This is the Millie hour. Thielen's got to go in there. I want Thielen in my lineup. I think it's a smash spot. And then if I go Murray, I've got some cheapies. Okay, so I went cheap at flex. I went cheap receiver, cheap-ish defense. Ivory is at home against a third string QB. They should run a lot. Ooh, DFS. Yeah, man, Millie. We're going the Millie Maker. I'm worried about Yeldon. It has nothing to do with Ivory. I'm worried about Yeldon. It's the PPR upside. Ivory ran... Thank you, Tanner. Just because Ivory's going to get a lot of touches, the last time we freaked out because Fournette was hurt and Ivory was in, Ivory had like 30 carries for 90 yards. Like, it was not an efficient day by any means. Remember what Yeldon did? He busted a long tote down. So, when it comes to Ivory, like, I could pay just a little bit more and have guys that I think are demonstrably better. Is there any way I could get away with spending less than 4K here? Charles Clay, why did Devin Silva retweet help? Ivory's due. By the way, the guy that said Mariota is due last week, he got eliminated from the playoffs because of my advice on purpose. Just so everyone's clear. That's a show threat. Anderson, Gordon, or Dez? John, that's a really tough question. I would start one of those backup running backs you got at receiver if I could. Oh, damn. That sucks for the Bengals, I guess. Whatever. So with Robbie, you're getting high target floor, but really unknown production. Although I think because of the blowout, he has to catch one. Gordon, they're going to lay the targets on him. You got to know what's up with the Ravens secondary. Is losing Jimmy Smith really that devastating? Thank you, Christian. Christian with the sound word of advice. I want horses, guys. Not just opportunistic players. Horses. Dez to me is done. He's a 3. I like Collins and I like Collins' workload. I respect the Browns rushing defense. I know that's kind of crazy. I actually respect the Browns run defense. I probably shouldn't. You're right. Plus with this lineup, the lineup we're currently working on is stacked with running backs. Look, we went Bell and Shady. That's why we did it. Damn, this is hard. I think Crowder could have a nice game too. So McCoy and Bell is really hard to jam into a lineup. I just don't see how Bell has a bad game, you know? But if you take out Shady and you go like Drake, you save so much money. So much. Look at that. So much money. Kerwin Williams, another good spot. Another cheap guy. How much is Kerwin Williams costing people? $4,000 flat. So let me know if you'd rather have Kerwin Williams or Bilal Powell. That's fair. Kerwin Williams or Bilal Powell, guys. Exact same price. That's a really fun decision. What was I just looking at? Drake Bell. Drake Bell. Would you rather have Kerwin Williams or Bilal Powell? That's a real question. Where were we looking here? We were looking at Williams. Williams over Powell. Alex Collins is only $5,000, Budo, though. Holy shibs. And then you could go like a real stud. Look at this. If you went Alex Collins and Latavius Murray, look at this. Look at what we did here. We just freed up 200. Powell will split touches. That's what I keep saying, but other people aren't listening to me. You guys keep selling me on this Kerwin Williams guy like he's good at football, though. He's not good at football. He had a volume day. This is my lineup, and I can play this. This looks pretty litty. Bortles to Westbrook, Alex Collins and Latavius Murray, Lev Bell. I got 3 studs. Lev Bell, Robbie Anderson, and Thielen. I kind of flip with this lineup here. Can I get better here? Probably not. Gordon it is. Bye, Dez. I worry New Orleans will shut Anderson down. John, I worry too, but you got to think game script there. By the fourth quarter, there's really nothing left to do but throw bombs to Robbie. You know what I'm saying? You're inside, in the dome. Bryce Petty loves Robbie Anderson. Force feed double-digit targets last year. Kamara, Ajayi, and Bell in a lineup. How can you not like that? I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to go get that lineup from you in a second. I mean, Bell, Thielen is not something to brag about. Let's save this one. So these are our two lineups. They have Murray in common and D.D. Westbrook. That's it. What was the one? What was the one that you liked? What was the one? This is from one of our viewers. One of our viewers has Ajayi, Kamara, and Le'Veon Bell. Oh, but you're starting Andy Dalton, I see. You're starting Andy Dalton at Minnesota? Yaz, come on, man. That's fucking brutal. That's brutal, though. Can we fix that? We could do better than that, right? Ow, that kind of hurt. Let's see. Who did you have? Ajayi, Kamara. Ajayi, Kamara, Kupp, Westbrook, Bell, Eagles. Whoop, that was wrong. Hey, Suhu, what's going on, man? No problem, I got you. Sorry I had to do you so dirty in the actual game. Oh, John, it's okay. I would have done the same thing, man. I told somebody to start Rivers last night. They didn't listen to me because they know I'm cursed, but that's okay. Yeah, Christian, I don't really care as much because Robbie Anderson's like one of the best receivers in the league, and they have to force feed him the ball. I totally understand. This is a guy that should cost $7,000 and he's at $5,600. Yeah, they did, baby. Aguilar and Clay. We're working on this Millie, boys. Let me know who we got to go with. I mean, getting Bell in a lineup is so important, right? So this is the lineup, and then what you just did was start Andy Dalton. How far down did I have to go to find Andy Dalton? Lordy Lord. Eli Manning, number one baddest quarterback. Look at that. Colt McCoy and Matt Moore costing more than Eli Manning today. Andy Dalton, $4,700. But for just a little bit more, I can get Deshaun Kaiser. Oh, I gotta fix the. Yeah, Christian, I totally understand. It's a combination of things, though. Don't go Kaiser. You always got an answer for me, buddy. I see you walking. Do you want to see Kaiser's stats, my guy? Are you crazy? Deshaun Kaiser, he plays for the Browns. You're not thinking about rushing yards, my guy. Where's the fantasy points? Look at that. 19.6 and 25.1, 2 of the last 3 weeks, by the way. Also has a 19.3, a 20, a 24. But, oh, that's the beginning of the season. Sorry. So now we're going most recent. So since Josh Gordon's been back, 15 and 19. Before that, 20. Okay, so look at this game log. If you don't count the Jacksonville game, week 11, right? Block out week 11. 24, 20, 15, 19. What do you want, man? He's got a touchdown in all but one of his last 5 games. And a rushing touchdown in 2 of them. Aside from the Chargers and the don't do it. Don't do it. Baltimore defense got rizzosted for 500 passing yards last week. Let's just see what we can afford when we do it, okay? I'm not saying I'm going to do it. Let's just see what we can afford. Thank you, Dan. Christian is so wrong and he doesn't even know it. Am I going to get Seals Jones is what I want to know. Do. No, it ain't right. That was Big Ben. That was Big Ben. That was also Antonio Brown. But you got to understand, that's real. Is there any way you can get for 6 that isn't sharing? Oh, Goodwin over Cup. Wow. I didn't see that they were the same price. I honestly thought Clay would be cheaper. You're right. No, you're right. Look at this. Look what we did here. We got ourselves a little Utgrad. Now this is a lineup I can get with. No stack though. No stack, but don't always need a stack unless we do need a stack. Let's see what Deadbeat Dads is doing today. I see you, Deadbeat Dads 24. Where's your lineup, Deadbeat Dads? I would love to see $1 million awarded to Deadbeat Dads 24. Christian, you're right. But I also know that... Christian, you make a strong point, man. Ravens defense, game log. -1 last week. Gave up 20 points to Detroit. Gave up 16 points to Houston. Shut out the Packers. Bloop, 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 bloop. I can't see it. Budo, I tried. They won't let me see it. Because we're technically competing against each other. They don't want me to copy your Millie, my guy. Half an hour left, boys. And then our fantasy seasons are no longer in our hands. It's honestly thrilling and honestly horrifying. Can you guys see my stomach when I do that? I'm like 2 buttons tops. This is basically a smock. It's not even the right word. It's what is it? I guess like a belly shirt. I don't know. I'm stunting below the belly button. That's all I could say. Christian, you only made a strong point at the very end. I'm just letting you know. That's just a fact. I do think that Kaiser can give me a good enough game to win the Millie. But I also think that Millionaire Makers are won by 4 touchdown passers. I say it all the time. I've said it every weekend, and I still go with Andy Dalton. Keenum, Collins, Drake, Goodwin, Thielen, Westbrook, Delaney, Dion Lewis, Ravens D. Ew, I love that. Damn. I like Goodwin. And I love Thielen. Kendall Wright burned the Bengals last week. Kendall Wright. And no Kyle Rudolph. I got to get Thielen in a lineup. Let's go back to the lineups. The Kaiser one. Wow, the line's moving to Cleveland. They both have Eagles D, Christian, you homer. This one has Thielen. The Bortles to Westbrook one has Thielen. Bleep bleep bloop bleep bloop bloop bleep bloop bleep bloop bleep bloop bloop bleep bloop bleep bloop bleep. I know it ain't right. Bleep 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 bloop. Willie Snead for 3K with no Ted Ginn. Ooh. He's got a couple catches. He's got a couple catches. Willie Snizzle. That's a play, man. Take some stones. If I had 100 entries, I'd probably make him in. He'd get his way in one 100%. These are not startable players down here. Except for Aguilar, who I'm feeling more and more. Yeah, that's a grapefruit play all day. Show me how much you care. Why don't we steal away? All right. Powell. Bills D feels like a cheap, good option here. Also, Niners D has been coming to play. Jaguars D, man. Once again, so expensive, man. Do 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 do. What about Jimmy G and Goodwin stack? I like it, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous about a lack of end zone production. And just the Titans. I've been picking on the Titans for like 3 straight weeks, and they've actually been pooping on me every week. I liked Carlos Hyde earlier today. That's the funny thing. When I was at 4 a.m., I had Carlos Hyde in my lineup. What's Hyde running these days? 55. That's nice. John, no problem, man. John, I hope I see you next week. You're beautiful. Just try to pinch a couple pennies here and there. Why does that guy think that? Why does that guy think that? Legitimately bothers me how some people think. Don't you came here for? Why don't we steal away? Why don't we steal away into the night? No, it ain't right. All right, Vikings at home. Home defense. Not saying it enough. Everyone wants it to be a shootout, but IDK, I think it'll be a letdown. Boo this man. Oh, man. We got 25 minutes here to figure out these lineups, y'all. McCoy's super expensive. Clay is not. Vikings is not. Thielen is. Wow, that's a lot of stuff on the Vikings, though. So 2 Niners and 2 Vikings and a Bill. That's 2 Bills. Oh my God. Niners, Vikings, and Bills. That's who we're going to hitch our wagon to. Fitz, I'm just nervous because Gabbert looked so bad. I don't like that guy anymore that's doing that. Gio Bernard or Diggs flex. I think he'll have a day. I'm not liking Diggs' workload, and I'm not liking Gio's matchup drop-in, but I agree that they're both incredible values. Fitz is expensive. If you go from Thielen, who I think will have a good game, to Fitzgerald, who I don't think will have a good game, you save a couple of beans. But I don't have an elite quarterback. The whole thing was an elite quarterback. So let's erase it all. and rebuild with who we think is going to throw. Everybody name the best quarterback on the board right now. We're going to start with the best quarterback on the board right now. Right? It's got to be Brady. It's got to be Brady. Bortles. Thank you, Christian. We want 4, man. I want Brady and I want Gronk, and I want to build around that. That's it. F the haters. I got Brady, I got Gronk. Get out of here. Now everything else has to be cheap. Or just less than 5K, really. I love the Vikings D. Let's do flex last. Murray was the cheap back. If I have Brady, Gronk, I feel so much better about like cheap Murray than I would if I was like cheap everywhere else and then like Thielen, because I've been busted by that before. Now we're around 5,000 per. We're getting there. What's Pirine doing? What's Pirine doing here? Kerwin Williams, 4K, baby. Here we go. Someone wanted it. Not Rivers. We get it, John. I know. Wilson, I also agree. Suhu, but we got a weather thing in Seattle right now. We're dealing with a weather thing. So now we can go people in the 5,000 department. Still love Dede, right? Give myself a little break. Jago is up there. Landry should have a good game. Goodwin is there. Now I got 6,000. Bob, that's not a bad thing necessarily. I think having 12,000 is actually like a decent position to be in if I can grab a flex for under 6 and then go over 6 for the next one. Call him out if you... Ooh, Kenyon Drake in there at 58. Hopkins at Jacksonville with TJ Yates throwing the ball, Suhu. Newton Funchess is also not a bad look. I've seen Cam Newton throw so many bad balls this year, though. Funchess' 1 touchdown last week was so fluky because it was only a throw that Cam Newton could make. Nobody bothered covering him. Romero would rather have Brockers or Ngakoue. Definitely taking Ngakoue. Brockers, he's going against a mobile quarterback. You know what I mean? So it's like way tougher for him to get sacks. Ngakoue, I don't know if you remember this. Week 1, Giants-Texans, Ngakoue was an absolute freak. So I have no problem with Ngakoue. His rushing yards, yeah, but dude, I got Tom Brady. Remember, Christian, you keep going back from, hey, 4 touchdowns to, dude, rushing yards. Like, I know, but you're pick one, 4 passing totes or 60 rush yards. Like, you know what I mean? Drake for 58 is not too shabby. This might be the one I like best. Goodwin at 6. Goodwin's kind of gross here, man. Home game. I like that lineup. And I got Brady to Gronk. Brady, Gronk, Drake, Murray, Paintman, Williams. Clash of Champions is tonight? Oh my God. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have their careers on the line. Shane McMahon got mad with power. I'll hang up and listen. So, Shane McMahon hasn't gone mad with power. Shane McMahon has CTE. There's a totally different thing. If you jump off of steel cages enough times, you're going to start getting demons in your head, okay? Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are two of the best mic workers in the game right now. And I don't think either one of them should retire. Oh, geez, Budo, that's a lot like what I got here. Brady, Drake, Goodwin, Westbrook, Gronk. Budo, if that comes in, we're both hitting money there. That's very similar to what I'm rolling with. That's hilarious. Wow, I don't like that I have Westbrook and Goodwin in both of my lineups. What do you guys think about that? Ooh, I like what Rob's doing here. Foles, Rex Burkhead, McCaffrey, Jordy, Mike Thomas, Bobby Dubs, Kyle Rudolph, Collins, or Cardinals. I don't like Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace is cheap, and he hasn't been producing, but I get it. He's produced, but not in a big way. Oppo16, welcome to the show, sir. 18 minutes left till kickoff. We're excited. PPR, Ivory, Kerwin Williams, or Jerick McKinnon. I like McKinnon. I also like Williams. If I had to choose, if it's PPR, I like McKinnon, but Williams is going to get the bigger workload. I think McKinnon's got a higher upside, and Williams has a higher basement. I hope that helps. So how can we fix these lineups? Because I don't see a lot of other good value plays. Did I not get Seal in there? Hey, Tim. I didn't get a lot of value plays. I don't know. Ba-ba-bow-ba-ba-da. What else we got here? Bortles, Westbrook. Rob, take Kyle Rudolph out of your lineup. Kyle Rudolph's not going to play, my guy. I'm pretty sure I got an alert about that. I can't believe Andrew Luck might need more surgery. That is insane. I mean, they said he's in, but he's doubtful, my guy. So why would you want to go? Why would you want to play for that much? Why would you want to pay that much for a guy that isn't even healthy? That's what I'm saying. Let's do a draft on draft just to clear our head. I mean, I like my lineup. I like my bottom lineup with Brady. Like, that's the one I think I really like the best. But I just think stud running backs are so studly. I can't help but think that we can change up the Kaiser lineup and get a better, at least one different receiver. Brady's playing injured, but Brady is Brady, Christian. So why are we doing this? Yeah, no, Tim's got questions. I think he's out. I think he's like grabbing food or grabbing brunch because, you know, he's such a brunch fan. And he needs to find a defense. He's trying to find a defense to start. Let's do the draft app. Because we love these middle guys. I want an expert draft. Expert $50. Expert $100. Get out of here. Free. Yo, why do people do this? Three-person draft. $5 each. We're in here, baby. We are so out here. We're picking second. We're getting a stud running back. I see you walking my way. Bleep, 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 bleep. Guys, I don't know. I always get this. This is the weekly 12:45 second guessing period where I just have no idea what I'm doing with these lineups. Josh Gordon doesn't have a team official photo. Look, it's him just like on grass chilling. Dee 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 doo ba Scooby Doo got be doo ba reep ba boop. All right, this is for money. We love it. Draft on draft. This guy's gonna take Lev, right? Hundo P. Give me Kamara. Bloom 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 bloom. Super Kamara, brother. Skins, Fins. See, I like Dolphins defense. I think Dolphins defense on the road is really rough, but man, they played really, really, really well the last 2 weeks. And they got a banged up Tyrod Taylor, potentially Joe Webb. Potentially Joe Webb. I got Shady and Alvin Kamara, and I'm supposed to this is a contest? This is a contest? Is over. Burn now. I'm going Brady Gronk. I don't really care. Now you have Graham in both. Graham, who didn't have a catch last week. I'm not trying to make you doubt. I'm just saying things that are true. He took Gronk? Unbelievable. I'll take Thielen. I got no qualms about that. See, Graham is, we know what Jimmy Graham is, Jimmy Dunks, but honestly, like, no catches last week in a big game. I'm up next. I'm up. My last pick. Guys, pick somebody. Yeah, first of all, it's got a 2-man set. First of all, it's an expanded studio with 2 chairs and 2 microphones. Give me the force feed, man. Give me JG. Fuck them. It's a family show. First thing we got to do is we got to double the size of the set because I'm all up in this pun. We have to make our final adjustments here in our last 10 minutes. Bang the theme song because I'm trying to get my bearings under me here. And what happens is I get filled with hesitation, and then 115, bam, regret. Like, just crushing, mutilating regret. Like, oh, I'm really not good at this. Like, immediately. That's like something, that's like, people who I've been texting with on Sunday afternoons know, like, it has become my serial killer-esque calling card. Like, fuck. It's a family show, sorry. 0 hiccups. It's me hitting the drums. Can't admit it. All right, let's finish strong here. We got 10 minutes. 10 minutes for all the marbles. Ooh, this stuff drives me crazy, man. So I really like... Oh, that's live. Sorry. I really like the Brady stack. But I like it so much that I don't like the Bortles stack because it's got too many similar... The Kaiser... I just feel like it's got too many similar parts. The whole receiving core is similar. That's right. Let's go. Ajayi, Kamara, and Bell. Like, that's so gross. But I have Goodwin and Westbrook locked in everywhere. This is just so cheap. I've literally spent every dollar here. I can't go cheaper here. The 29s are in... Ooh, Jesse James, 29. Give me that. I just saved $100. Do more than a shot. Let me just see if Juju Schuster is going to play. No, that was gross. Oh, Justin, in a pickle. Cousins or Goff? Go Goff. Go Goff. What was gross? Burping or putting in Jesse James? Smith Schuster expected to play. Expected to play. Okay, that's enough of Jesse James. Rob, 3 hours, man. Respect the hustle. No, Jesse James. I'll turn him over like he's a domino. Jesse James. Oh, Armall. Nice, dude. Congrats. All right. I don't know how to shrink this anymore. We've literally taken some of the cheapest receivers in the league. Corey Coleman could do work, but I'm not confident in it. These are the cheapest of the cheap, and we can't catch a break. Oh, thanks, Armel. I like that. I appreciate that. 7 minutes to glory, boys. It's insane. At that price point, Aguilar is just it's such a good value. There's nobody else a receiver at 4,400. Get out of here. But what if we flexed? We put Bell up top. Bell and Kamara. Or we save $400 by Bell Shady. Remember that. Remember that. $5,000 can get us Ajayi, but it could also get us Collins, Amendola, Kelvin Benjamin, Cobb, Latavius Murray. Pirine. Ted Ginn not playing. Brandon Coleman or Willie Snead. Neither. Game script, man. They're going to blow him away. Michael Thomas. That's a good point. I should go Michael Thomas. 74 for an elite. I don't necessarily trust Michael Thomas, but I understand how gross he can be. There's absolutely no way to get Michael Thomas, Kamara, and Bell into the same lineup. Absolutely not. But if we went McCoy instead of Bell, McCoy, Kamara, now we're only down 1,500. There's no way to trim 1,500 at any other place but running back. It's insane. Dude, Robbie Woods or Bobby Anderson, half PPR. Chris Hogan is out. We did this. Woods all day. The weather is rough. It's a volume play. I think that Armel, I really think that it's a ceiling basement play. Because Robbie Anderson could have a big game because they're going to force feed him the ball in the blowout. So it's Robert Woods in the basement or Robbie. I shouldn't be fucking with this. It's 12:55. It's like really way too close to be touching this right now. Kamara, McCoy, and McCaffrey now, though. If we went cheap on defense, like if we went, that's $100. Dolphins are only 2,700 though. Oh my god. This is getting a little lucrative here. 12:56, boys. Did anyone look at Woods' numbers before the injury? Targets on targets on targets. Yeah, no, he was crazy, but we don't, it's not always like that. Wow, we can go Devontae Adams now. I feel immediately better about this lineup. This is a tough lineup, dude. What do you guys think of my Millie Makers? They're very random. Kaiser, Kamara, McCoy, Adams, Aguilar, Westbrook, Seals, McCaffrey, and Dolphins, or Brady, Murray, Williams, Crowder, Goodwin, Westbrook, Gronk, Drake, Vikings. One is individual talent heavy with Kamara and McCoy and Adams. One is chalky with the major stack, number one stack on the board. So this is where we're at. I don't know if I could look at it anymore. I honestly don't know. I'm not 100% feeling Aguilar, but it's so cheap. And he's only got to catch 4 balls. And the Giants' coverage has been bad. And Foles likes him. Foles likes him. I got to trust the knowledge that I get during the week. Trust the knowledge that you get during the week. Cops called. Good. All right, let's just look at the list of the names on the right and make sure we got a lot of them into the thing on the left, okay? Like, we got a quarterback in there. As far as the running backs are concerned, I think we knocked it out of the park in terms of what we were into and what we thought was a good value. Drake, a little bit of a letdown, but I do think his volume is there. He runs so well. Didn't get Thielen in anywhere, but I love Goodwin, and we're just going to go with Westbrook because of the price. Everyone is going Westbrook because of the price. We're going Westbrook because of the price. We're professionals now. Stayed away from the stud receivers mostly, which I think is a mistake, honestly, but Gronk is a stud receiver, and, you know, we got the best stack. I think we got the best stack, and it's really hard to find elite receivers consistently that aren't Adam Thielen this week. So I think that I'm okay. I wanted to build around the Vikings early, but I've been burned by that before, and I'm okay with them just sitting on the ball and handing it 15 times to Murray. I love the defenses that we've picked this week. The tight ends are the only thing, you know, Ricky Seals-Jones, but I am starting him in a fantasy league, so I'm moving the Juju needle my way. Guys, I honestly don't, dude, I know, I seriously got to put it down, but it's starting to feel a lot like Millie. Woo! It's been a show, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the Checkdown Hanukkah special. I had a lot of fun writing it. I have a lot of fun with you guys every Sunday. This is about as real as it gets. I get to sit here and talk with my friends about football for 3 hours. It's too much fun. I can't wait to keep doing it for the rest of my life. And y'all are just amazing. 3 hours go by like crazy when you're having fun, honestly. Good luck today. Good luck in the Millie. I believe in all your entries. I believe that we do this together. And remember, if we win it, one viewer is going to choose where we shoot the show next week. Happy Hanukkah. Armol, nice, dude. You made it. Peace, guys. I love you. Mwah. We'll see you next week. Go get that championship. Go get that championship.